Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. "4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the fam. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling on this good Monday, man? We back. The Get Boxing is just due. How only we do. How only we do. I already know if you catch this on the playback, make sure you smash the like button, sub to the channel. Make sure you turn your notifications on and come say what up. What's good with the fam today, though, man? We had 1 million likes. I don't think so. We got to keep working. Blunt Sports, my guy. What's good with it, bro? 88 Sports Talk. What's good, family? SOB TV. What's good with it? Big Dog Willie, my guy. What's good, bro? Old school, how you feeling? How y'all feeling today on this beautiful Monday? You see me in the gauntlet over there, just do for sure. For sure. He definitely he's definitely one of boxing's most hated. And I don't know why I ain't already do the live, man. That hate for that young man didn't come till he became a threat to people's favorite fighter. And I'm gonna say that. I don't care how people feel about it. That's just a fact. You could just follow the history, follow the paper trail. You know what I'm saying? Like from 26 to 30, it was all good. Once he got to 35, start talking that everybody start talking crazy. and my sentiments is what they've always been. Beat them. If y'all talk all that shit, like there's no video out there that's gonna convince me that Shakur ain't him. Y'all gonna have to prove that in the ring. And the sad part about it is, no matter how good that man look, you still gonna talk shit. Cause I've seen it. I've seen flawless performances where people complain. You name it, I'll tell you a person that complained about it. So, like I said, they gonna have to show me in the ring. Not no narratives that you push. Not no he ain't this, he ain't that. You gotta show. Somebody should be able to show that shit in the ring. I mean, February 22nd can't get here soon enough. Maybe Kid Schofield. Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield, to show him that he ain't who he say he is. Maybe he'll be the guy to do it. But until then, I ain't trying to hear shit. That's one of the best fighters in the world. And everybody know it. That's why they keep talking. That's why everything he say, they hang on to it. They go over analyze it. They lose their mind. It's all disrespect when it come to him. But you know what they can't say? You got people undeniably getting in there and beating him. That he easy to beat. You can't say that shit. So they'll talk about everything else, but what really matters, and that's the wins and the losses in the ring, man. And he ain't came close to losing, man. They can't touch him. I'm talking my shit because they can't, man. It's the same shit, fight after fight. He's scared of this. He's scared. Well, somebody better be able to whoop his scary ass. That's what I want to see. If you could beat him, beat him. You gonna get all the praise from me. Shout out to my guy Teach Gertz. What it do, my guy Creel the Traveler. What's good with it? He said I just got caught up watching all Shakur interviews and some Eddie Hearns. The bipolar nation hate. Man, boxing gonna continue to get his just due. See, you know the unique thing about me. You know the unique thing about me, just do, is I can big up a guy without shitting on any other fighter in boxing. It's a talent of mine that I have. You get me? That's why we just do boxing, because we're going to continue to build it up. There's no narrative that you could push that's going to make me start shitting on any of these guys, man, because I think the sport needs more guys that just appreciate it for what it is and don't want to bitch every day and complain and try to convince the world from your seat that, yeah, this guy ain't shit. He ain't this. Look at this. You heard what he said? Miss me with that shit. Show me what he did in the ring that's proven that he ain't that. Because these dudes ain't coming close. They not coming close. They getting their asses beat. Straight up and down. They getting beat up. Flawless victories. Mortal Kombat style. Dudes getting their asses beat. You get what I'm saying? This man name in everybody's mouth. Somehow they say they don't watch him, but they watching every interview. They listening to everything he say. They pushing narratives. They making up injuries. You get what I'm saying? How tables have turned, bro. How tables have turned. I'm on y'all ass today. I'm sick of it. Start giving boxing is just due. Not just Shakur, boxers in general. I remember you idiots was running around YouTube saying when he hurt his hand and he fell to the ground and sparring, how fake it was. It was fake. Yeah, that was soft. He didn't really hurt his hand doing that. That was fake, man. Why did they release that video of him hurting his hand? Yeah, he just got out of a fight. These idiots, and I mean it, these idiots was running around YouTube telling me that a fighter of his caliber, and I'm standing on this, a fighter of his caliber created a hand injury so he could not participate in what would have been his highest payday to date, $5 million, bro. He was standing to make about $5 million. So you telling me the guy that got about 8 brothers and sisters is going to fake an injury to get out of the biggest payday possibly of his career in a guy that we know he was going to beat? We know this shit. This is why we complained about the fight, because we knew what was going to happen. You telling me that's the guy? Yeah, he gonna fake an injury and not. Yeah, he gonna. Yeah, Joe Cordina, man, my hand ain't hurt. Yeah, my hand ain't hurt. It's a fake injury, man. You see, that punch wasn't hard. You can't hurt your hand like that. I was hearing it all, bro. I heard it all. Yeah, man. Nah, he heard people on YouTube complaining about the fight, so he said. You know, he found the reason not to. Man, you gotta be idiots, man. When I say idiots, and I mean idiots, man. Idiots, man, bro. The wildest shit you could ever hear. Now, today, fast forward to today, you got people doing. I see this picture floating around. They like, yeah, his hands hurt. I see people saying he about to pull out the fight. He injured. Well, I wonder why come his team saying different. I wonder how come his team saying he looking sharp and sparring. Everything is on the up and up. I wonder why he running around talking about he looking good and he 100%. I wonder why. You get what I'm saying? So he went from a fake injury to now it's actually the fake injury is now a real injury and he's about to pull out the fight. Anything for a good old YouTube narrative. Anything to push the needle, bro. I swear, man, that's not good reporting. Ty, what's good with it, bro? Mr. Empire, what it do? OP, my guy, Opulent. What's good, family? How you feeling, bro? Kello, what's good with it, Brody? Keys, what's good? show the sparring. I get to it. Shout out to my guy Kello. So Shakur, look like he's been getting busy in camp. Seen folk trying to clown him, but seeing a dude that looks locked in and getting good work during camp. Absolutely, that's what's happening. I'm just here to big up boxing. I'm just here to call out narratives. It ain't, you know, like it just from one narrative to the next, man. Like just let the fights happen. Like I seen people even saying that, you know, he's scared of Kid Austin. Why not give the young Kid Austin a chance? Why are you ducking him? And then he goes and answers the phone because the pay to finding every reason under the sun not to fight him. But we going to conveniently ignore that shit. We're going to ignore and act like a guy that got over 30 fights that's not trying to fight, got more pro fights than him and still ain't trying to get in there. Act like that's the reason why he getting in there with Schofield. Yeah, he answered the call. I'm glad he did. You had these idiots running around talking about he ducking him. Won't you get a young man a shot? Then he get a young man a shot. Now it's, oh, he's fighting a prospect. You look at his resume. Man, I don't want to hear that. Y'all not boxing fans. Y'all narrative pushers and y'all bad for the sport. Y'all bad for the sport. Y'all push narratives, not boxing. For real, for real. You don't push no boxing, just a bunch of bullshit. Man, let the young man do him. Everything he say, did you hear that? I can't believe he said that. You hear he said, man, keep the same energy when it's your boyfriend. When it's your favorite fighter, when it's your boyfriend, have that same type of energy. I want to hear that same type of shit. When your fighter is in front of millions and thousands of people that's listening to him speak and he talking crazy, I want to hear people say that same shit. Yo, why he talking like that? I don't hear that shit. But Shakur, nobody watches him, but somehow they hear or they know everything he said. You get what I'm saying? They watching every fight. They got an opinion on every fight that these morons is saying they don't watch. Which one is it? Are y'all watching them? Or let me find out that y'all hate watching them. And that's you the worst kind of boxing fan. You the best and the worst kind of boxing fan. You get what I'm saying? You'll sit here and hate watch. You might hate them enough to spend your money. But damn, we gonna kill the narratives, man. The man is good. Camp looking good from what I understand. His team ain't talking about no pulling out. I don't know where people getting that from. Let the damn fights happen. I don't care that who it is. Kid Austin, that's who act like he wanted to get in the ring and he about to get his wish. He about to get his wish. February 22nd, I think, is a great card. I think people should just sit back and enjoy it, bro. His hands hurt, but he doing push-ups on it. You get me? Yo, when his hand was hurt, Blunt Sports, when his hand was hurt last time, he ain't even want to dap nobody. He ain't even want to shake hands. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Jusdueboxing is in the building. Jannard is in the building. Was good, fam. And this next fight based off Schofield style, it'll be the Bull versus the Matador. I think it could be that kind of fight. It could be. Got to show up his next fight, just like Boots. Yeah, hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that, Creole, asking for a guy to show up in the fight and beat him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what he's supposed to. He should. You know what I mean? He better show up. Bruce, guys, what it do, family? How you feeling? 2 cents was good, fam. Yeah, it'd be too much, man. I'm here to sort it out, though. Shout out to Ty, man. He said definitely could hurt your hands that way. It's called repetition, wear and tear. Folks definitely not athletes. Like they never had soft tissue injury. Nah, because they you know what they say? His hands hurt. Well, he's soft. He's soft. The butcher was good with it, fam. He's soft. He's soft. He's soft. No, you soft. You don't. You think a guy that's been using his hands since he's been about 5 or 6 years old can't it's not a chance that he can have issues with his hands? I mean, we seen it with Floyd. Was Floyd soft? No, I'm not saying Shakur is Floyd. Floyd is Floyd, Shakur is Shakur. I'm just making a point with the hands. Did that make him soft? You get what I'm saying? It's just some shit is out of your control. It's his job to figure out, you know, the best way to take care and strengthen his hands. That's what his job is. But damn, we got to shit on everything. That makes him soft. That's he can't get through a fight. He's soft. He's been beating these people up. And this is some more information for people. He been beating people up with bad hands for some years now. Not a couple fights for some years. Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and say that since people talking. What they don't know, dude been beating guys' asses with hand injuries for years. Years. Not a couple fights, years. Years. And types of flawless victories. He's been beating people's ass with his hands messed up and everything. So I'll say this. I hope that his hands is 100% like he said. And I'm going to just take him on his word. Because I think that's when you will see the best version of him. That's what I believe. I truly believe that all eyes is on him, whether good, bad, or indifferent. He got to show out. He got to perform. You know, they asked him, is it pressure on him to perform? You know, he said, you know, to a degree, you know, because he just need to be who he need to be at the end of the day. And that's all. That's going to get the job done 10 times out of 10. Shout out to my baby girl, Color for the channel, who's next to support the grind. Shout out to my baby girl, but you going to get this clip.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Shout out to my baby girl. Appreciate you as always. Crush the legend. My guy, hold on. Shout out to Melon and Clean. The Clean is in the building. How you feeling, Jordan? What it do, my guy? How you feeling? We're going to talk about it. Emmanuel, what's good with it, family? Crush the legend in the building. So you watch this push-up video, has a totally fine. Yeah, there's just more narratives to push. You think I ain't on top of it today? I'm sick of it. I done had enough, bro. I done had enough. Biggest takeaway for watching boxing the last couple years. Talk is cheap. Yeah, I say this to everybody that be talking crazy. Get y'all asses in there and beat them. You know what I'm saying? Behind the Hands TV, my brother. What's good, bro? Say I stopped finessing older women out their tax money to tune in to Jusdueboxing. Shout out to my guy. 12 hours of fights, 3 fight cards, and we speculating Shakur Hands, everybody an expert, you know. You know it. It'd be the dudes that can't even keep their New Year's resolution. We're going to the gym 3 nights a week. We want to speculate physical toughness of a consummate professional. Now, you couldn't be more right. All I'm saying is just let the fights happen. I ain't here to protect nobody, but y'all be talking crazy. You know, I respect everybody, how they content. I don't get in nobody comment section and argue how they do them. But I ain't gonna lie, I just heard one of the wildest takes I've ever heard on Shakur Stevenson in my life. Like, I've never heard a take quite like that. That was wild. Like, even for me, I was like, wow, damn, that's how you interpret what he said? Like, what the hell? Young man be getting under y'all skin. They don't even get it. He be out there just doing him. Dragon Assassin, what's good, fam? So he contradicts himself. You can say the same for Javante, hit list too, Shakur, Tito. Yeah, but it ain't really about contradictions, man. This conversation ain't about contradictions. This ain't that. You know, every people in life do that, right? You could find a situation where everybody says something and it didn't come to fruition. That's sports, that's boxing, but that's not the conversation. The conversation is narratives, and just stop shitting on boxing. Stop over exaggerating. Stop over analyzing what guys say and making it personal. Like, you get what I'm saying? Let these dudes live out their careers. Let them do what they do. Either support them or don't. But all that shitting on them, I don't go for it. I hate it. I don't respect it. And it's whack. Like, it be the weirdest shit. Yeah, facts. Truth needs no protection. That Creole's my guy, because he get it. He got the Creole the Traveler is my guy. He get it, man. He get it. Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D, in the building. He the bed now. You got laying it. It ain't about the bed that he laying in. See, you might be having the wrong conversation too. So I'm gonna let you have that. But for the ones that understand where I'm going with this conversation, tune in, smash that like button, support the grind. We gonna keep building. Y'all can have your own conversations in the chat. Unless you on what I'm on, we gonna keep building. So like I said, man, stop pushing the narratives. If you didn't hear from the fighter, you didn't hear from nobody in his team, it should be no way in hell that you putting out a report saying that his hands is injured and he hurt and he possibly could pull out the fight. That's where I'm at today. It's not about making the bed and laying it. A lot of y'all fans are just not real boxing fans. So whatever bed that y'all think these fighters be making, nah, y'all make those beds and y'all try to lay the fighters in it. That's the way it go. It ain't no making a bed. Just support the sport. Stop shitting on it. Stop pushing narratives. Which one of y'all in here want to be lied to all day? Which one of y'all in here like being lied to? So would y'all like it if I just came out here and just start pushing wild ass narratives with nothing to back it? You would hate coming here. So I'm just do boxing. I give boxing its credit. It's due. It's just due every single time I'm up at bat. And that's I'm gonna speak, you know, unapologetically about this when it comes to this shit. I'm tired of it. It's whack. It's not good for the sport. Get what I'm saying? Let the fights happen. Let's enjoy the fights. Whatever happened to enjoying the fights and not pushing narratives. You get what I'm saying? Just let that shit be. Build the sport up. Stop tearing it down because everybody ain't your favorite fighter. You get what I'm saying? It's deeper than having supporting one guy. Blue Hustle, man, what it do, fam? Yeah, man, it's fake news and it ain't run rampant. You're not gonna see it everywhere because it ain't real. That's why you're not gonna see it. People not reporting it because you can't back it by nothing. You're over analyzing. I thought people don't watch this kid. I thought they don't watch him. I thought they don't watch him. Why in the hell are y'all even concerned with his hands? Why do you care? You get what I'm saying? You don't watch him. Why you care about his hands and if he gonna fight? You get what I'm saying? Newsflash, man. He said he good. I ain't hear nothing other than what he said and what his team said. His hands straight, looking like he doing his thing like he's supposed to be and can't. And it is what it is. More narratives.
Stop saying there was a gun. Stop hitting me.
Shout out to ABs. He looked like both hands worked to me. It looked like both hands worked to me. That's what it looked like. Yeah, everything is subject to change. You know it. Agbezi, my guy, was good with it. Shout out to Cash Sports, the box story, and in the building. Yes, support the damn sport. I just watched at 0.5 to get a better look at it. Shout out to Blunt Sports. I know you've been doing your work. CJ, what it do? Dr. Boxing Talk in the building. What's good, family? Don't look like someone who's scared to get hit or a runner. You get what I'm saying? I'm tired of these narratives, yo. Hey, behind the hands, bro. They be thinking it's about trying to protect the fighter when really it's the integrity of the sport. Y'all throw shit out there that you can't even back up. Even shit like that, a runner. And then I tell them to name the fights. They name one fight out of 22, and that makes you a runner. Y'all weird, man. Just enjoy the sport. You don't think he good, then somebody should be able to come along and beat him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Somebody should beat him, but let's enjoy this shit narrative free without lying about injuries and shit like that. And again, it gotta annoy you a little bit. It's the same injury that they said he was faking to get out of one of his biggest paydays that he would have got since he been boxing. Like it never makes sense. You telling me a dude got about 8 or 9 brothers and sisters is faking injuries to not get paid? And he got so many people that depend on him. You serious? And this is what people push, and nobody say shit. They just cool with it. Yeah, that's because he's soft. Yeah, it's because he's soft. That's because he's scared. He heard YouTube. He heard people on YouTube and Twitter talking about the Cordina fight. So he just faked the hand injury. Like, what? Man, y'all don't live in the real world, bro. Y'all live in the real world. But like I said, a little sparring clip to me looked like both of them hands working. And on to the next, man. I can't wait for the 22nd, not just for his fight. It's a lot. That whole card to me is good. I like the matchups on the card. I understand his matchup for what it is. He's dealing with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. It was supposed to be Zepeda thinking about a rematch with Tevin Farmer. Matter of fact, I think they got a date on that, as I talked about in a different stream. So he clearly don't want it. Other people are tied up and doing what they're doing. So he just gave the young man a shot. I ain't tripping about it. Go out there, tune his little young ass up, and keep it moving. And hopefully, and I say this loosely, hopefully you can get Zepeda in there, because I'm not very hopeful about that fight. I just don't know. Seemed like that dude just really don't care about getting in there with him. And that's just what it is. Right. You know they pillow fisted though. You know they pillow fisted. Let's stop the narratives. Yeah, let's build the sport. I really mean it. Not just this fighter, but he just the guy that is on. He hurt. He hurt this. He's gonna pull out of the fight. Gotta take the tough fights to beat them cherry picks get played out. I mean, who taking cherry picks though? You know, Who taking cherry picks? We watching guys actively turn them down. You get what I'm saying? The only small leg people got to stand on is some fake ass contract that they said he turned down initially an offer to. So you watching people put roadblocks and barriers in the way of even fighting this kid. And when you see somebody like Kid Austin and his pops do step up to the plate, it's a little refreshing because I see it for what it is. I'm seeing them have issues getting the better guys in there and people ignoring it and keep complaining, he's fighting Kid Austin. Why is he fighting Kid Austin? All these narratives need to stop. He actually said, yeah, when a guy with over 30 fights that should be competing for a title rather run a rematch back than a guy that looked like he arguably beat him. You get what I'm saying? This shit is nasty work, man. Just let boxing happen. You hearing guys like Steven Espinoza saying they're going to revisit the Shakur situation. You hear guys like Leonard Ellaby. They hang on to every word he say. He's saying the fight going to get made and so on and so forth. Just let that shit happen. Everything ain't got to be centered around one fight. This man got a career to get through, right? So he handling his business. Kid Austin is on the plate. I'm going to just enjoy that fight for what it is. You show me point to a guy at home or period that a boxing fan that could make and pick who these guys fight. This is why I don't trip about it. I'm not about to sit up here and cry about who these. Listen, you enjoy boxing or not? That's where I'm at with these people. Do you enjoy boxing or not? I don't care who your boyfriend favorite fighter is or your bae friend boxer is. I don't care. Do you like boxing or not? Because I do. I know it's a great card February 22nd. There's no way you can shit on that. Oh, because it ain't in the States. Okay, cool. But outside of that, man, that's a great card. That's boxing. We should want to see it's a lot of good fights on that card, man. But we rather push narratives and shit to try to make a fighter look less than. The only way I'm going to be convinced that any of these fighters look less than, any of these fighters that get unnecessarily hated on with narratives pushed, the only way that they can prove to me that they're not who they say they are, they getting their asses whooped in the ring. There's no narrative that you can push. There's no video that you can make that's going to change my mind. The fighters change my mind. If you're not handling business when you step inside that ring, that's when I look at you different. Not based on what some fan is talking about or somebody pushing narratives. You get what I'm saying? That's where it's going to be proven at, in the boxing ring. Not on Twitter, not on YouTube, not on Instagram, in that boxing ring. February 22nd, like I said, we got a great card. That shit is for boxing. That's a great card. I don't care who putting it on. I like boxing. I want to see every last fight that's on that card from top to bottom, bottom to top. Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D, in the super chat. So I went dark on boxing about 12 years ago, and I understand why. I read somebody else's comments, and they had said the same thing. Came back 3 years ago. I'm so ready to go dark again because of the BS. Hang in there, man. Hang in there, boxing mom. I'm fighting a good fight. I'm trying to fight the good fight, man. I just love this. It ain't about no one fighter. I rock with all these dudes. I support them the same, but I just hate narratives. They not good for boxing, especially the ones that can't be validated with no facts and no real information. Shout out to my boxing mom. We gonna keep building, man. We ain't done. Shout out to Ock Busy. Pay $60 pay-per-view. I'm calling shots now. That's how people be feeling. I know it feel like that. It feel like that. It do feel like that. It feel like that, don't it? It feel like that. It do. ATP Combat Media. Shout out to you, fam. What's good with it? Calculate, my guy. What's good, Brody? Oh, yeah, facts. Yeah, you did change your name. Claymore. What's good, family? How you feeling, man? You be doing your thing over there. Keep building, bro. I'm rocking with you, man. Keep doing your thing. But shout out to everybody. This shit is about boxing. I enjoy it. I just hate narratives. They don't support and back and validate anything. You get what I'm saying? Let this shit happen. Let these fights happen. Like, if you don't like a guy, shit, don't watch him. But for me, I'm gonna watch all these fights. I'm gonna watch all these guys, man. I want to see all of them and what they got to bring, man. And again, for somebody that people don't care about, for somebody that don't nobody watch, they always know exactly what he said. You know, you hear that what Shakur said. He said this, he said that. Why y'all be so bothered by this young man? Everything he said, y'all be pissed off. Won't y'all get y'all favorite fighter or convince your favorite fighter to fight him and beat his ass? You know what I'm saying? And maybe y'all be happy about that. Boxing Dad, what it do? I appreciate you, Barbara Dave. I appreciate you. Yeah, you keep me going too. Trust me. It's a two-way street. The real boxing supporters, some true people that come to support the channel. Ask Val, what it do, family? How you feeling? And again, we're gonna get to the boxing, but I just wanted to shoot some of that stuff down, man. It's no good. It's for the people that know, just so y'all know, this picture is floating around. They saying he might pull out the fight and he injured. That'd be news to me. That'd be a complete 180 from what I understand. And my knowledge and my understanding, my information is pretty solid, concrete. So if something changed behind the scenes that I'm unaware of, and I find out, I'll let y'all know. But like I said, from what I understand, them reports is fake. You get what I'm saying? Them reports is fake. You know what I mean? As far as this picture, I don't know if you want to call it Photoshop, blown up. I don't know, but that shit ain't nothing. That's what I will say. And just for anybody that ain't saying, it look like both hands working in the bed. Look like they were shout out to hardcore boxers, the big homies in the building.
Stop saying Errol was a thug. Stop hitting me.
Nah, you know, Roseanne. People vouching him when the power brought him out. Take the fight 500. We're gonna talk about that. Thank you for segueing into my next topic. We're gonna talk about that next. Right hand, whoever he's on. But just know, like I said to me, I just really did, not only because it's my, business or whatever, it's just a little spar, just getting some work in. The work being put in looked like he's using both hands. It don't seem like he got an issue with either of the hands. That's all that mattered to me, because I just want to see a fight. I want to see him bounce back, right? Bounce back, not from a loss, but, he had a hand injury that kept him out of a fight, right? And people want to see if they hold up and everything on the up and up. That's what I want to see as a fight fan, right? That's my only real question for him, like that I would have for him as a, fight fan. Like, is everything 100%, like you said? And the fight will show that. You know what I'm saying? You can't lie about it. You can say what you want, but it'll show in the fight. Yeah, you ain't using one of your hands or something, then it's obviously an issue. But I doubt if that's the case. So I just want to see a good fight. I want to see the youngin go out there and see what he got. He get his opportunity on what would be the biggest stage he's been on as a young professional. So let's see if him and his dad got what it takes to outthink Shakur and Wiley Moses in the corner. You know what I'm saying? They got their work cut out for him. So he's driving the truck. Hey, man, safe travels on that road, bro. He said they act like he said the fight canceled. That's what I'm saying. Where they getting this stuff? Where they getting the damn stuff from? Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, my guy. He said, why does someone always ducking someone? Is coming to a point. Fighter dies unexpectedly, probably blame him for ducking. He died, so he died. Yeah, he died to duck the fight. I'm telling you. It's getting that bad, bro. It is. They were like, yeah, he died. He didn't want that fight. He was ducking. We just love boxing, and I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna say this. This is for boxing. This ain't for no one individual fighter. Whenever there's a situation where a fighter really walked away from an opportunity in the fight, that information will be public to people more times than not. Like, you won't have to speculate about it. You know what I mean? You won't have to guess and draw narratives from it. You'll just know. You know what I mean? The information to be validated by real people. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to DB3 Coach Randall in the building. Trust me, Shakur is fine. There you go. and he don't got DB3 in his name for nothing. Shout out to Coach, man. How you feeling, bro? You hear me over here? I just had enough with the narratives. Let that man do him. Watch him or don't. At this point, you get me. But I know I'm gonna tune in because I love boxing. I love the sweet science. I love watching them pick people apart. Love seeing them outthink guys, outsmart them. You get what I'm saying? Put those mental handcuffs, as I call it. I love seeing them do that. Take the confidence out of fighter. I've seen them do it so many times, more times than not. And that's what I'm expecting to see on the 22nd, man. you know, it's gonna go some rounds. It's gonna take a second to figure them out, just like anybody else. And I think class gonna be in session. You know, how you gonna do it remains to be seen. I ain't a guy that's gonna predict, oh, he's gonna do it like this. But I tell you this, I do believe levels will be shown. And class will be in session, man. Shout out to kid Austin for accepting the fight, even if his dad really did want it more. You know what I mean? Callie said social media is the worst thing that happened in boxing. Cats be reading into stuff they don't understand and making shit up to get views. Absolutely. You know, view farming, bro. View farming. Boxing cats will believe anything they see on the internet. For sure they do. So we're going to talk about it because bro brought up Tito Mercado. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, Cora said he clout chasing him because he calling his name. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it because they had a little back and forth. And again, we had a good fight card Saturday. For y'all that was in the building, we called the fights. I enjoyed the card. It was a solid card to me. Pacheco went out there and beat Steve Nelson, gave him his first loss. I think he earned it. A really good young fighter. You know what I mean? Shout out to Steve Nelson. He tried but came up short. But Ernesto Tito Mercado was on the card. He's now at 140. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to obviously establish himself there. If y'all know, for those that was following the channel a couple years ago, y'all know I had Tito Mercado up here. So look, I keep my energy consistent. I like him. I like his energy. When I had him up here, I think I asked him a couple questions about Keyshawn, I think at the time, because he was still at 35, and his energy, I ain't gonna lie, his energy is pretty consistent. Like he been on it about Keyshawn, say he don't got no chin, he'll beat him. Keyshawn had to push the back end and all of that stuff. And, you know, so he had Jose Pedraza on the plate this Saturday. Jose Pedraza, we all know Keyshawn fought him. He took him apart, beat him every single round, stopped him. And Jose Pedraza was now in there with Tito Mercado. And Tito went out there and punished him in about 4 rounds, stopped him. You know what I mean? It looked like he might have been able to continue for a second, but the ref called it. But I think Tito would have got him anyway. It's a good showing, good performance. He was poised, patient, picked his shots really well. Vision was on point, right? He had really good focus in that fight. So he did his thing. He went out there and knocked Jose Pedraza out. I think he did it a little earlier than Keyshawn, but I wouldn't say he did it better. Earlier don't mean better. Keyshawn just showed more tools, more versatility. I think he got him out like 6, something like that. And Tito got him out of there in 4. But nonetheless, like I said, great performance from him. Great performance. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And he looked like he got a promising future at 140. He could box a bit. He's a boxer puncher. I like his style. Fan-friendly dude. Like I say, he got some good speed. He can box. You know what I mean? Only thing you'll say, I guess, watching him is that his levels, like especially when you talking about Keyshawns, the Shakurs, they're in a lighter weight class. So we're going to talk about all that. Shout out to the big homie, man. He said the grind is real. I appreciate you always supporting the grind. Let me get my homie his hardcore boxing news, my guy. And so, yeah, so Tito went out there. He did his thing. And, you know, just like in any other fight, you know, your emotions, your adrenaline still pumping and everything. And he started calling out Shakur ringside, who was sitting there, you know, watching him do his thing. Now, I know he's always talked about Keyshawn. I think Shakur, I've heard him mention Shakur too as well, because I feel like he just knows that he's talented, and in his mind, he feel like he can beat him. So there's no harm in calling him out. But the problem is now that you're at 140, that's the problem. You get what I'm saying? So he did call him out. And you know, I'm glad I got to edit it, you know, because you know he was going off about that. So Corey ain't take too. He wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling it. He said, "Look, I don't even know you." You know what I mean? You know, you heard what he said. Get off him. You know what I'm saying? But look, I love, from a fight fan, I love the energy because, again, Tito has always been calling out the upper echelon while trying to put his work in. It ain't like he's a guy that ain't getting in no fights. He's just sitting on the sideline hating and nothing like that. I don't think that's what that energy is. He just talking like a competitor. The only issue, the only issue I have with the entire situation, the only one, is not the call outs. It's the fact that they're lightweights. You get me? They're lightweights. I get it. All smoke is good smoke, but you know, they obviously don't have no plans on moving up to 140 right now. And that's the only knock. All right. It don't make a whole lot of sense to be calling out some lightweights, bro. Like, that's the only thing. And then when you at 140, you got a new champion like Richardson Hitchens. I heard you mention his name. That's a good look. You get what I'm saying? Things like that. I think that's what his focus should be. I can't tell him what to focus on. Look, call out who you want. But if I'm being honest as a fight fan, the only knock, and it's not really a knock, but the only, you know, slight issue is the weight discrepancy. Like, you up at 40 now, you got it's real smoke up there, it's real opportunity up there as well. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like you really establishing yourself, and it's more than enough smoke up there, you got some really good fights that you can make. That's all I'm saying, because the reality is they're not going to fight. So it's not a matter of Shakur ducking or not running from them. Can't run from somebody that you're not in a weight class with. And again, if he was in the same weight class, I had the same energy I have for any fighter. Hey, man, you might want to look into it. He calling your name. And the reason I had that approach with Shakur is, for me, I've sat here and I've watched him have trouble getting certain fights at 30. I've seen, you know, if it wasn't for certain circumstances coming to fruition, he would have never got certain fights at 30. We all know with the Valdez situation. I watched him have an issue getting the guys that he's supposed to get in the ring, whether it was Valdez, he finally got him after all this time. You get up to 35. You know, you've been talking about Loma for a minute. You couldn't get him. And then, you know, they ordered you in Pitbull once upon a time, and then he went another direction, and so on and so forth. You ended all the way up to De Los Santos. And now we see, again, furthermore, a situation where William Zepeda has over 30 fights, the opportunity to fight for a title. He'd rather compete with Tevin Farmer again in a rematch for whatever reason. So what I'm sitting here watching, for me, as a fight fan, I'm watching a particular fighter have issues getting the guys in there with him for one reason or another. Whether you want to call it ducking, business, I don't even care at this point. I'm watching guys say no, everything but yes, and not fighting them. And I'm watching him end up in there with guys that maybe you might want to complain about, right? Whether it's the Artems, and we all know why he got that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I can't control who says yes to him. I can't control what path he goes about and how he go about getting fights. I just want to see whoever say yeah at this point. You get what I'm saying? Whatever makes sense, obviously. But in this situation, William Zepeda found his way out again. And now you got Kid Austin, who opened his mouth one time too many, and he getting what he looking for. Part of me, as like a fight fan, good. I enjoy it because it's like, cool. You nobody really expected it. You opened your mouth. Y'all been talking about how y'all gonna knock them out and the new and how much money y'all gonna make and the opportunity this and how you just can't wait to get your hands on them. Now you got the opportunity. Yes, I want to. You know why I want to see it? Because I want to see how bad Kid Austin really wanted. Is because the more he wanted, the more he pushed, the better that fight gonna be, in my opinion. So I don't give a damn how he come in and how tough he go. I want to see it. If he want to fight as bad as he say, this should be a damn good fight. He opened his mouth, and sometimes you get what you're looking for. I've seen it happen through the years that I've been watching boxing. Every now and then, you bark your way into a situation, and you get the opportunity to see what you're worth. And Kid Austin got the opportunity. And am I tripping? Hell no. They go out there and show us what you're worth. All right? Because they calling you a prospect. You know, Shakur once upon a time call you a prospect. Same. So now you got an opportunity to prove it. You in there with a real world champion. It's sink or swim. I don't give a damn. Sink or swim. You can't sink, then hey, you gonna drown. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Absolutely. That card is fire. It's really fire. Ryan, shout out to my guy. Mercado's a breath of fresh air. I love Mercado energy. I do. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. That you're supposed to have that energy as a fighter. That's the only thing is, like I said, with 140 being is, I believe it's deep. Some people have different opinions. I think 140 is one of the better divisions in boxing. I think 140 is a you know, similar to, it's like the new 147 in a sense, right? You know what I'm saying? Not saying is exactly as good, but it got some real talent in there, right? It's people to fight at 40. So that's the only thing I would say. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's it. You get me? I know you and Keyshawn, you feel like whatever, you had a little, you know, situation where you always wanted to fight him, but I think that's gonna have to go on hold realistically right now, because you got to fight guys that, you know, are in your weight division. Secret dance moves, what it do, fam? There any boxer calling out Keyshawn and Shakur right now fools? They both have fights in a few weeks. Absolutely. We're gonna get to the clout chasing too. And I hate to use the word, but attention seeking, bluffing, posturing, whatever word you comfortable with using, that's what's going on right now. So we're gonna talk about it. Shout out to Axe Value. Listen, I appreciate his talent, man. I just want to keep seeing him prove it. I want to see just how good he is, and maybe a young, hungry, aggressive kid Austin could force him to fight. You know what I mean? Drew the vision. My guy was good with him. Was good with it. Force a fight up out of him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what his focus is, though. I don't think he really hear the noise. That's what he keeps saying. His focus is Floyd Schofield, and it should be, because I don't think you could overlook. I don't think you can overlook nobody, and it would be stupid to do so. You know what I mean? That young kid gonna try to win, yo. That's what I believe. I don't think he gonna fight scary. You know, oddly enough, this being the biggest stage, I don't think it's gonna be too much for him, and none of that. I just think it's just gonna come down to who better, who more skillful, maybe the experience side, you know, come into play, things like that. But I think other than that, he's gonna be good to go. And in terms of like trying to fight and make it a good fight, I think that's what he's gonna do. And that's what I expect. I don't think it's going to be super easy, right? I think he's rough. He could be rugged. He going to try. You know what I'm saying? He athletic. He got some speed. He's strong. He got power, right? He can bring a challenge, but it's just how consistent can he be in his approach, and how much success will that allow him to have against a guy like Shakur that's just, you know, very smart in there, very smart. And he processed information, I think, at a very fast pace. And that's what I've always vouched for when it comes to him. I ain't think, oh, you could just beat anybody. Nah, I just think he's very smart, very intuitive in the ring. He sees, he got really good vision. You get what I'm saying? Reflexes. You get it. Just a smart-ass fighter. And that's what I expect to see come February 22nd. So he said he 100%. I'm seeing the sparring clips. You using both hands. I seen you doing workouts. You using both hands. My cousin was just recently with him. He using both hands. You get me? I ain't pushing no narrative until I hear otherwise. I'm gonna have to go off of him. You can't walk it back. You said you're 100%. That's what I'm expecting to see. So go out there and just be great. Lisa, peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Always good to see you. Irvin Mack, how you feeling, bro? I don't see Kid Gas Tank last the past 4 rounds. It's gonna be interesting to see if he burned a candle at both ends, Cal, because he gonna be eager, and aggressive. He gonna be wanting to go. That's the only way he know it'll. You know, I will leave room for the possibility of him trying to fight a more composed fight, but you just haven't seen that, right? Even when he was sticking to a jab early in his last fight and he was having success doing it, for some reason he just went away from it. I don't know if he just got caught with a shot and just said, "Hell, I'm fighting," but he went away from it. So that's where his inexperience and the immaturity kind of showed up, right? It's one of those things where it wasn't broke. Why did you try to fix it? It was working, and it was allowing you to get your work off a lot more cleanly and be you know, just more efficient doing it. And when he went away from it, you seen he started to have a little issues. He started to get hit a little more. The gas tank got tested. Then he end up kind of getting hit, like he said, behind the head. It wasn't one of them shots where I think he was super hurt. I think he was more. I think he was feeling the pace of the fight. I don't want to say he was gassed. I think he was feeling the pace of the fight. And it was just a bad angle that he got caught on, which is why he got knocked down. So I'm a real one. Like, I don't think it was one of those where he got like put on his ass per se, right? It wasn't that. It was like you just got caught in the timing of the shot, you know, knocked you off balance more so than anything. But he did look like he was feeling the pace of the fight. He did look like it. Shout out to my guy D1, man, in the Cash App. Much love to my bro. Appreciate you always supporting the grind.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Sit down. Hold on. Here.
Shout out to my brother D1, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, but that's what I'm expecting, a good showing from the young kid, as far as, you know, as much as he can go. But what I do question is, was his dad getting rid of everybody, like sending everybody home? Was that a good sign, or was that a panic move? Right. I'm trying to bring it back to boxing, kill all the narratives, all the silly shit. But you know, that just was interesting, and seeing all the different little distractions that he was coming out with. I'm kind of glad to hear that he ain't come up with nothing else. We was hearing everything, stolen passports, flattened tires, all types of moles in the camp, all type of stuff, right? So now that they, you know, that's settled down, and I'm pretty sure it's business as usual for them, and they working. But like I said, with him, with his dad saying like, yo, we don't need nobody, it's just us. Like, I wonder, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Like, that's I just got little questions, right? And how that's gonna fare for him. I know a lot of people was asking about Ronnie, and I told people, like, from what I understand, that wasn't no, you know, actual situation where, you know, Ronnie's actually training him. And I said one telltale sign of to know that is just, do he look like a Ronnie Shields fighter? If you know what that looks like, do he look like one? Because he don't to me. So I never thought Ronnie was really training him. So it looked like it's going to be him and his dad. Now, maybe he just could have put that out there to us, and they could just be putting in work as a team. I don't know. But as long as they putting in work, he going to show up, and that kid going to go. If he don't do nothing else, he go, right? You know what I'm saying? He going to get in there and fight, yo. So I know how Shakur called him Jusdueboxing. Shout out to the fax machine. What's good with it, bro? I know what he's saying about him and how he view him. But for me, I don't think he's a trash fighter. I think he's a young fighter, an experienced fighter, right? You know, mildly tested, right? He just ain't been on that stage at that level, but that don't mean he can't raise his level on the night, right? It remains to be seen. You know, every now and then the guy is able to just have one of those performances, right? And could he be the guy? You know, that's always a possibility. You know, where you go watch the card at North, February 2nd, 2-1. Nope. Do you know you got something? You got something? Nah. Those who complain about the right not being in this, the fights not being in the States, don't go always. Yeah, you know, none of us all make it to every fight, but I try not to complain at all, like, and just enjoy it as much as I can. Like, I have my little gripes here and there with boxing, but I ain't never just up here like whining and complaining. Like I said, I just want to see good fights. I don't want to hear narratives. I don't want to, you know, shit that just take away from the sport. Shout out to Cigar Talk. Najee was good with it, bro. Big Cigar Talk in the building. TM was good, fam. Bro want all the glorified kid wins. That's horrible play. Bro want all glorified if kid wins. That's all it is. Horrible. Who you talking about? His dad? You want the payday? Yeah, his dad was talking about that bread, man. His dad talking about that money, You know what I mean? Kid trash, Tito trash, the pay the trash. When it comes to boxing, oh yeah, I feel you. I don't think they trash though. You know, it's just I'm safe. I'm comfortable saying his levels. Tito Ortiz is an improving fighter. He a young. I keep saying Tito Ortiz. Pardon me. Tito Mercado is a young, hungry fighter coming up. He was at 135 for the bulk of his career. Just recently moving up to 140. He looking sharp. He look solid. He look dangerous, right? He looked like he could be problematic for people in front of you on the other side of you, because he can punch with both hands. He got some good speed. He pick his shots well. He's learning. You can see the potential, right? He's good. I think he's in a really good space. And like I said, him calling people out, it just lets me know that he know who those guys are, right? Whether you feel like you can beat them or not. You don't want to fight them because you feel like they trash. You want to fight them because you feel like you're better than them, or you want to show people that you're on that level. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Be hungry because he's supposed to be. But if he got an appetite for smoke, there's plenty of it at 40. That's what I do know. There's plenty of it up there. Boxing hours was good, fam. Kid gonna make Shakur run. I mean, let's see. I haven't seen too many guys outside of one fight that people are pointing to. I haven't really seen guys make them run. So, and oddly enough, I know sparring is sparring, but you would think with the safety of the headgear and the gloves that he would make them run there too. And, you know, I think you recall the story that his pops told about Shakur landing the body shot that made him almost poop himself. So I'm not worried for him, man. All these guys are strong. Anybody with 8-ounce gloves, I think, could punch. Yo, I'm one of those people that feel that way because I know punches don't feel good. So, but I've also watched enough of his fights to know that that's not the biggest puncher in boxing, and I think that ain't the biggest. I don't think that would be the biggest challenge in the fight for him to overcome his power. I don't think so. We'll see. I could be wrong. The wrong fight to get rid of Ronnie, if that's really happened. Nah, he just never really had him. You get what I'm saying, Cal? He never had him. Like, you know, he's been around. Maybe he's got some sound advice here or there, but he's never really committed to being his coach. Vaughn was good with it. What you think of Andy Cruz fight? J Boxing with a dude, man. I like Andy Cruz fight. Like Andy Cruz. That's another guy that fought Saturday, y'all. Andy Cruz. He was up at bat doing his thing, and he went out there and fought Omar Salcido, the guy that stopped Chris Colbert in his last fight, right? It was a good showing for Andy. I think he won the majority of the rounds. He might have gave up a couple, you know, Buddy was fighting back. I mean, he was taking shots, but I think mostly because he was fighting. He was being entertaining. He was in the pocket. You know what I mean? He was slipping shots, countering. He was beating this guy up, and he almost stopped him. I believe it was the last round, 10th and final round. He almost stopped him. So he was beating Omar Salcido ass. That was a solid, sharp performance from him. But like I said, that Keyshawn stuff is a little sticky for me. That's a little iffy. Like I don't believe him. Like I don't believe him. Gonna put it that beating on Floyd is not gonna be good for Floyd. I think he's gonna take care of him though. Shout out to Kirk Douglas, man. So just my opinion. I know it doesn't matter. It won't matter because it's just me. If Corey doesn't step on this dude, right? I don't want to hear nothing else. Just for me. I mean, okay. Shout out to you, bro. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Well, all right. Thought Andy had a good fight. That doesn't feel like he's ready for Keyshawn yet in the pros. I don't think so either, Najee. I think that's what that fight shows me. And for all y'all that keep saying that he'll beat Keyshawn, I mean, I would love to see it. I mean, you know Eddie Hearn was right there. You know Keyshawn was there. Oh, my bad. He did. They seen each other, right? So Andy be calling Keyshawn his son and all that. And every interview, they be doing all types of clips, uploading them, be saying my son this, my son that, I beat him. And I know he had a fight Saturday too. He did his thing phenomenal. He went out there, he beat his man face up, man. Omar's face was swelled up, puffy. He almost stopped him late when he stepped on the gas. It was an impressive closing. Like, I like the way he closed this fight more than anything. Like, he handled business consistently throughout, but he closed his show strong. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Great performance from Andy Cruz. Really good performance, should I say. John BX, shout out to my guy. Said, what up, JD? Why is Mercado calling out 135 pounders? Yeah. Fighters when he's at 140. Why not call it a chance at 140? Strange energy. FYI, never fought at 135. Yeah, he was down there. He was down there early. Like, I mean, you know, he was down there for bulk of his career. I think this was his first, was his second maybe fight at 40. I gotta double check. Shout out to John. But I think it might have been though. I think it might have been his first hold on, let me double check, let me make sure. I know that. Yeah, man, it's interesting. Yo, nah, you're right, John, though, because now just looking at it, I know they had him listed once upon a time at lightweight, but I guess he committed now fully to 40. And I'm seeing the fights. Yeah, I ain't never seen, not once did he make 135. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't realize that because I know when I interviewed him, he wasn't at 140 for a fact. I know it was lightweight. He was saying it was at. Interesting, bro. Rude exposure. Shout out to my guy. Appreciate you, John. Much love, bro. Andy, A-level amateur, B-level pro. Facts, hags back. Said A-level amateur, B-level pro. I mean, I feel you. Look, I just think and when it comes to him and Keyshawn Davis, I think he got a little while to go. For me personally, as a professional, I think it'll still be a very good fight, but I don't have him beating him. I just think Keyshawn got more tools right now as a pro. I see more. I still see Andy's transitioning, right? He's almost there, but still see him working some of them kinks out. And it's fair. What is he at? 5 fights? So, you know what I mean? It should be that, you know what I mean? But Andy and Keyshawn did see each other, didn't they? I believe they did, man. Hold on, where is it? Keyshawn gave his ass that cold shoulder. He was looking like, man, hold on, man. He probably caught Keyshawn ass off guard. He like, hold on, man. He ain't shaking bro hand. But see, that's why I tell y'all, man. Now look, I want to be clear with where I'm going with this. I just asked, did Andy Cruz keep the same energy? Because that's what people always hollering. Keep the same energy. Keyshawn's scared of him. He ducking him. He this, he that. If I'm calling somebody actively my son in every video or every time I turn around, you know, yeah, my son, and post and IG and Twitter, he's just going crazy. My son this, and then you see him and you want that. So I just told y'all a lot of this stuff is not about Andy being scared, but he know full well that fight ain't coming next. He knows promoters not trying to make that fight. I just think fans be taking it a little bit too far. I think he's just having fun with it. And I'm being nice because it's really clout chasing 101 if you want to be 100. You know that fight ain't being made. Keyshawn talked directly to Eddie Hearn asking him about that fight. For all those people that keep saying that he's scared of it and he ducking it, he spoke directly to the guy that could make it happen and about the fight. And here we are now, still talking about Keyshawn being scared of it. So it's just one of those things where Andy Cruz is a very good fighter, very young, good fighter. Well, he ain't super young. He's 29, about to be 30, but, you know, he's young in his career, but he's talented. You can see it. You can see the potential. You can see the talent. I think they'll make a good fight tomorrow if they fought, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about just a good fight. It's about putting him in a fight that he could win. And if for my money, you can't find nowhere outside of just some little going back and forth. And Eddie Hearn obviously being confident in the guy he promote, but you don't really see him trying to really facilitate and make that fight right now. They clearly got other plans, and I'm pretty sure it's to get him more experience before you put him in there and even try to make that fight. That's what I keep trying to tell everybody in every comment section, and any social media platform that keep trying to go back and forth with me about how Keyshawn is scared of this dude and he should want to fight him because he beat him 4 times. Yeah, he should want to fight him as a professional, but he ain't focused on it because he know that fight ain't coming. He's not an idiot. He know it ain't. He about to compete for a title next. Andy Cruz just fought his first fight. I mean, his 5th fight. Keyshawn just fought what? At home, first homecoming, and what was sellout pretty much? You get what I'm saying? Like they had different points. Like that fight ain't getting made right now. Eddie Hearn ain't making that fight right now. And I think he'd be stupid to do it right now because the fans are calling for it because of some amateur wins. I think even Eddie Hearn know full well that was the amateur game. He got an eye. He know what he see with Keyshawn. I'm not saying it's just a guaranteed win for him, but I just seen more from him. Obviously, not just in more fights. I seen more tools. I seen more versatility. I seen a guy that's more comfortable to me as a professional doing this shit in the ring. Now Andy Cruz is. Look, man, very talented, bro. But I don't right now for my money. I don't have him beating Keyshawn Davis. I just don't. Again, some people can master that amateur, that hit and not get hit, you know, that point system. And I think he was one of them. Shit, he doubled up with the gold medals, didn't he? But that made him a late pro. And now he's kind of behind. Keyshawn just a little bit ahead. He got it off in the Olympics each and every time they fought as in the amateur ranks, right? But it's a different ball game, and I just think that it would be wise for them to continue to build him before trying to make that fight. I think it's just a little premature, and I want to be clear. Would it be a good fight now? Yes, But again, they're not trying to just make good fights. They're trying to make fights that they know undoubtedly that their guy is going to win. And all I'm saying is I got more confidence that Keyshawn comes out on top at this point than Andy Cruz. And I would bet my money that his handlers and his people feel the same way. Right now, come on, man. Like, yeah, they probably like, yeah, man, in the back of their mind, but they know what time it is. They need more work. Because other than that, then they would just be pushing for it. Am I right? Eddie Hearn would just be, he think about it, they all within the same building. He not even talking about that fight. Because he know Keyshawn got other plans. He got shit lined up. And even after he win the title, if he beat Baranchik, which I think he will, I don't think that'll be next after that either. Because I think they're going to continue to build Andy Cruz. But they're going to have to do it. And I think he on a bit of the fast track because he is an older professional, right? He turned pro kind of late. So spent a lot of time in that amateur. So he 29, like I said, about to be 30. So he ain't got as much time as a guy like Keyshawn. So I don't think we can. I mean, shit, it probably won't take too long to see this fight because I think Andy will keep winning. Yo, a hell of a talent, bro. And I ain't saying the gap is like something crazy, but I just see a little more of what I need from Keyshawn. And obviously, maybe it's because he fought more and I've seen him more times. So I don't know. They're not going to rush that fight. I think the fans want it because they sold on them amateur wins, but I think they'd be making a mistake if they tried to push Andy Cruz in there right now. That's just my honest opinion. And I'm not saying he can't compete and push him and come close and even have a really good shot at winning, but I wouldn't put my money on it. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to John BX. He said Nelson lost the fight in the ring, but he won. Many new fans showing dog heart and class and defeat. Boxing need more Nelsons. Absolutely. Shout out to So Cold Steve Nelson. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to So Cold, man. Jordan, my guy, Favorite G's, what it do? Damon, what it do? See you on Monday at the ball, a live fight party, man. We was hanging in there, bro. Keyshawn cooked that 30-year-old prospect. Yeah, I feel you. Keyshawn gave Andy the business that he did. He was like, hold on, not so fast, not so fast. Court gave the key. You want to jump him? Yeah, that clip that I do gotta run it back one time for the one time. I try to just play it one. It was funny, Andy was being so nice. He's like, hell no, poor night. It's all good, brother. Look. You would think he'd be talking, my son. He know not to do none of that. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't give me none of that. Don't call me your son and then one dap. I feel Keyshawn. I ain't dapping you up. I keep you. I mean, I dap you. I'm not shaking your hand. I dap. Hey, we could get the little fist bump, you know. Keyshawn hit him with the cleanliness is next to godliness, man. That's what he hit him with. You get him? You get me? Y'all seen ATL? Y'all seen ATL when bro tried to walk up and shake Buddy's hand? You know what I'm saying? Gave him the dap. You know what I'm saying? Cleanliness is next to godliness. He's like, we ain't there yet, man. I'm going to dap you. Keep it pushing. Flossie, what's good with it, bro? It's a 50-50 fight. I mean, I see why you would say it, but I think what Keyshawn shown, and I think it's not like it's night and day with the number of fights. You got 5 to about 12. It's not that crazy, right? But I think in that handful and more, and the fact that Keyshawn already had a pro-ready style, I think I just seen a bit more. So you could look at it 50-50, right? I wouldn't even, no argument there. For me, I'd say like 60-40. I'll swing it in Keyshawn's favor just because I believe in him more as a professional. You know what I'm saying? And I think I think he's more mean in there naturally. I think what Keyshawn is naturally, as far as terms of that mean streak and wanting to hurt you, I think Andy Cruz, that's a part of his game that he works on, right? You see it in his fights, and he has a tendency to stay in the pocket a bit more and get caught with certain shots that he probably shouldn't be getting caught with. But I understand it. When you take more risks, you're susceptible to getting hit more. But the reason for it being, in my opinion, is because that's a part of his game that is not the strongest, but he's working on it from fight to fight, right? Trying to be a professional, standing in front of you, trying to sit down on shots, right? I think you see him doing that, and sometimes I think he get clipped here or there. you know what I'm saying? When I say clipped, you get caught here or there. You seen him get clipped by Moran only. He did get buzzed in that fight. To me, I think it's because of the reason I just mentioned, with him trying to be in the pocket and be more exciting. Sometimes, you know, those little lapses, you'll get caught. And you've seen it happen. You've seen it happen on more than one occasion. It's just against Moran, you actually seen him be buzzed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's boxing. It's boxing. You're gonna get hit. Overall, man, he's a hell of a talent. It's not like it's night and day between him and Keyshawn. I just like what I seen from Keyshawn. Like, if you tell him you got Andy, I ain't tripping, right? He did beat him when they did fight, right? But I just feel like I seen more from Keyshawn at this stage. Tay was good with it, fan. How about Andy Cruz fight Albert Bell? Albert Bell is slept on, bro. Thomas Hill, my guy, was good with it, bro. He slept on. Heard Andy petition for the number. Heard Andy petition for the number 1 in the WA since he number 4. Hope the WA sets up a eliminary with De Los Santos is number 3. Number 1 vacant. And number 2 is Floyd. So most likely moving. Win, lose against Core. Interesting, bro. That's interesting. I wonder how it all shake out. Shout out to Zoom Verse. Andy Cruz was crunchy. And get that dap up. He was sitting there. He kind of left him hanging. He left him with the Crickets. The Crickets was playing a little bit. Shout out to Melanin Queen, man. JBT raffle, man. Y'all make sure y'all enter the raffle, man, for a chance to win a Tank Davis ticket, man. A ticket to the Tank and Roach fight for March 1st, man. Single entry, $10 or $3 entries for $25. Memo RF1 on the comment line. Hit the Cash App JBT Network 1. Shout out to the Queen, man. I kind of butchered that a little bit, but yeah, I got me. I got Keyshawn actually dropping Andy. Yeah, I can see him hurting Andy Cruz because Andy liked to fight. And I think that's the element of his game that he's working on. Keyshawn, and energy changes when you mention Andy. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, the hell with how his energy look when they mention him, or his energy. I see his energy when they just encountered each other. And the guy that's doing all the trolling, the guy that's running around trying to convince everybody that'll listen that he want to fight, wanted that with the guy that's his son. He didn't want to talk about a fight. And don't give me, oh, he just had a fight because Tito Mercado wanted to talk shit to Shakur. No, he's a lightweight, but we're going with that. We're gonna sit that over there in the corner. But you get me? Where all this energy at? That my son, where's all this? I want to fight you. I beat you. This. So it seemed like somebody energy is far different. Keyshawn was like, cold shouldered him, gave him a little dap. The cleanliness is next to godliness here. Germs. You know what I'm saying? He hit him with the, cooties. Key was like, man, cooties, man. Cooties, bro. Cooties. I'ma dap you up. Fly frequency, my guy in the building, man. Shout out to L Dub, man. Pardon me if I missed anybody in the building. Kenny was good with it. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Philly. Big shout out to Philly. Y'all kicking ass, man. What y'all about to take the Chiefs out or what, man? Y'all gonna be the ones that do it. Shout out to Philly. They kicked some ass over the weekend. Baranchik ain't no joke. He's Us's best friend who'll be there to fight. Now, listen, let's talk about it a little bit. Keyshawn never checked Andy. And I don't think it ain't nothing to check. What you supposed to say, yo? When I see you, if you're the guy that is actively constantly calling, speaking my name, it's not the other way around. You the guy that's trying to build your name off amateur wins. People are so hung up on the wins that he got as an amateur that they can't even name the shit that he's doing as a professional. Every time they keep bringing up amateur wins, they do a disservice to Andy Cruz. So again, if it's my son, he's the one doing the trolling. Keyshawn ain't doing the trolling. I follow that. I see it. he do all the trolling. It's my son. I beat him. I want to fight, right? Remember, the Andy Cruz fans that tell you Andy want to fight so bad. No, Andy wanted to be friends. Andy wanted to be cool. He just letting you know he know how to promote just like anybody else. He gonna talk a little bit of trash. Not saying he don't really want to fight, but why he ain't say nothing about it? He the one doing all the super trolling. So that's what I seen, and he stuck his hand out for that. He should have kept it moving if you just want to fight him. You know what I mean? You talk like you Like, you really just want to fight this dude. You ain't said nothing about it. You wanted that. You wanted to be friend. You wanted a friend. You know what I'm saying? Don, what it do, my guy? That guy wanted a friend. That's what I seen. Because let me be clear. When I say keeping the same energy, I ain't saying they supposed to fight or nothing. I just want to be clear on that. I'm saying if it's your son, if you constantly trolling his career, again, he's at a further point than you. He don't need to mention you. Andy Cruz is the one calling him out, talking about he want to fight him, knowing he got a fight lined up. And when I say he, Andy Cruz is calling him out, knowing he had that fight lined up Saturday, knowing that Keyshawn got another fight lined up. So that's what I'm saying. That's not keeping the same energy. That's clout chasing the man. You know that fight ain't being made. You know your promoter ain't trying to make it, but it's my son, I'll beat him again. Then when you see him, it's like, yo, you know, I want to shake your hand, man, because I'm a fan. I seen a fan. That's why DB3 got fans. You get me, Rude? That's what I seen. DB3 got some fans, bro. Just Andy Cruz fans. Where? You mean Keyshawn haters? They know that boy bad. Y'all got me coughing. My bad, y'all. Man, Andy Cruz is like, man, I see that, man. I'm a fan, bro. Andy Cruz wanted the autograph, bro. He ain't want no damn fight, bro. Wanted an autograph. He wanted to sit with the cool kids. Andy Cruz just want to be in the mix. That's all. You know, they actively trying to build his career off amateur wins. And why I'm calling this out, look, I love Andy Cruz. I think it's gonna be a great fight when they make it down the line. But I'm just having some fun with it because I'm just calling it what it is. Keyshawn ain't never said, like, when I see him, I'm gonna do this and do that. He ain't the one calling for the fight. He spoke to Eddie Hearn directly about the fight. That I know for a fact. For a fact, he spoke to him directly about it. But Eddie Hearn ain't trying to make that fight right now. You get me? So I don't expect them to come to blows when they see each other. But if it's you're my son, I beat you 4 times. You know, when I see you, I don't want that. I want to see what's up with the fight. Yo, after you fight Baranchik, what's up? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Andy ain't supposed to have pushed up on him crazy or nothing, but he should have said, you know, what's up? I want to fight. You know what I mean? What's up with me and you? What's up with the fight? That's all. He was scared because big homie Core, big homie Core was there and put me in the crew. Brothers. Shout out to my guy Rude. Oh man, Rude Exposure. That's my guy, man. Boxing with 2-4. What it do? He said, just so you ever with the Leafs. I wasn't coughing because I was smoking, y'all. I wasn't coughing because I was smoking, but what Leafs? What you mean? Like backwoods? Banks, my guy, what it do? He said Andy disrespected Keyshawn, still approached him. I don't think he disrespected him, though. I don't think calling him my son. I look at that as that's like trolling. That's harmless, yo. That ain't disrespect. I don't think Andy Cruz is a disrespectful guy, Rude. I really don't. I think he's just a competitor and he would like to fight him as a pro. But like I said, he did have his face-to-face encounter and his opportunity to say, yo, what's up? He could have all I'm saying is if he wanted to call him out, if he wanted to fight him so bad, he could have did the same thing Keyshawn did, right? He said, Tank, knock, knock, for what it's worth, right? He ain't say that after his fight. He ain't say Keyshawn, knock, knock, or I want Keyshawn next. You get me? He had his opportunity. Hey, Rule, you got to feel me for a second. I feel you, but hear me out. You've been doing all that trolling, and you get to perform, and the guy that you saying you want to fight the most, that you building your career off the back of his name, is in the crowd actively watching you fight, and they give you a microphone after your performance because it was a good performance. You deserve the microphone. And you ain't say nothing about Keyshawn Davis, and then you get out the ring and you walk over to his section, you shake Mama Crawford's hand, and then you dap up Corey. You get dapped by Keyshawn because you wanted to shake hands. So you mean to tell me you ain't want to call him out when he actively watching you fight? All that shit. So you keep it a buck. If I'm talking all that shit on social media, when I get my chance and you watching me fight, dude, soon as and he had a crazy 12 round where he almost stopped the guy. man, I would have beat, man, I'd have made a beeline. I'd have looked right at Keyshawn. What's good? You get what I'm saying? Look what Crawford did when him and EJ fought. He looked right over at Mel Charlo, start talking crazy. You get me? He start talking crazy. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying he got to talk crazy, but I at least, if y'all as Andy Cruz fans are Keyshawn haters, wink wink, if y'all want me to believe that Andy Cruz won all this smoke, he had an opportunity to call that man out on the mic. Hey, after you get Baranchik, after you get your next fight out the way, let's fight. He ain't do it. That's all I'm saying. He left that opportunity on the table. Keyshawn wasn't supposed to call him out. He got to fight. He trying to get where Keyshawn at. Keyshawn about to fight for the title. You get what I'm saying? Now he want to come over there and shake hands. You get me? He wanted that. He wanted a photo, man. He wanted the photo low key, bro. He wanted the photo. Lee, what's good with it, fam? I'm not sure Keyshawn beats Baranchik, let alone start playing the fights after. You know, we the fight fans. We gonna talk about the fights after, but nah, we can stop right there. It's only disrespectful, disrespect mothers, not fathers. Nah, because listen, you got to think, bro. Andy Cruz don't put out that kind of energy, like total disrespect. Like when I hear him saying "I'm your father," that's like Rolly saying Devin Haney is his son. Well, nah, he was saying he Devin Haney father. That's trolling, but he called him his daughter. That's disrespectful. If he'd have said Keyshawn is his daughter, I'd agree with the disrespectful. Him saying his son, that's I'm your daddy. Like that's the oldest shit in the book. Like that's light. You get me? That I don't really. You get me? Because then again, if it's like that, if we going that route, then why come shake my hand? Why you want to shake my hand? So I don't think when he talked his shit about Keyshawn, I don't think it's in a disrespectful sense. I think it's meant to be funny. I think Andy Cruz is a silly dude. I think he's a comical type of, you get what I'm saying? He got that David Morrell energy. Like he's silly. He dance around and, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't saying they're supposed to come to blows or nothing, but you would have think if the guy I want to fight the most is actively watching me beat up a guy and I almost stop, I'm going to look right over there at him and say, what's up? You get what I'm saying? I'd at least say, what's up? What's up? I'm like, yo, what's up? You trying to fight? Anything. That's all I'm saying. That energy just seemed a little different when you ran into him. It's like, nah, I'm going to shake his hand. I want to be cool. Yeah, everybody, opportunity to call out Key. You could have just called him out. You know what I mean? I mean, look, what's his name? Tito Mercado was doing it. Tito Mercado calling people out. LaMarcus, what it do, fam? How you feeling? We always use that term. That's my son. That's all I'm saying. I don't take it no farther than that. Forever G's, like for me, I know rude exposure. He might see it differently, but for me, I just think he like trolling him. I really do. All honestly, bro. And I don't think it's coming from like a really negative place. I think he just keeping his name out there and simply attaching his name to Keyshawn's. Like he riding the wave of the amateur wins. He did get 4 of them, right? He got them. He got them wins fair and square, but like I said, it's getting to the point where those amateur wins that most people talk about, they didn't even watch, none of them. Those fights overshadow everything he's doing as a professional because they won't shut up about it. You get what I'm saying? Every turn, they like, yeah, he beat Keyshawn. They be like, where? And the amateurs, like, how long you gonna talk about that? And you a 5-fight pro at this point. So you gotta start talking about what you doing now rather than what you did back then. Because I don't think he the same fighter. And I think the pros is just a different game. Son of God, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, bro? In regions considered disrespect different. In New Orleans, they call each other bitch, but in Florida, that's a fake. Yeah, that you right. That makes sense. Cause I think they do that in Trenton too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Trenton. They call each other bitch. And it's like regular, it's not considered disrespect. So yeah, but nah, man. And I ain't even speaking that deep into it. I'm just strictly talking about the energy that I think Andy Cruz put out. I think that's more like, you know, I'm trolling you. I'm gonna talk a little trash, like, cause again, I'm also talking a little shit about the handshake stuff, but I do think Keyshawn, that was his cold shoulder moment. Like he just dapped him. All right, I dap you, but I ain't shaking your hand. And Andy Cruz walking over there to shake his hand is showing him that energy ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Andy English terrible. I blame it on the language. Right. It's fun though, man. It's fun though, but I like it. In Baltimore, you call someone a B. It's on. Yeah. I mean, out here too, though, Damon. Like we ain't taking it, you know. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, You know, you have some people that I know from Trenton. I think that's how they talk out there. I think it's Trenton, if I'm not mistaken. No more Mexican opponents for Andy Cruz. I think he figured out that style. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's see what and now, Dub, that's a good point that you brought up, because now let's see what the focus is. Let's see what the focus is once, like who he fight next. Let's see who they put him in there with next. That's what I'm going to be interested in seeing. Who they put Andy Cruz in there with next. That's gonna be interesting. Is Keyshawn dad alive? My dad is dead. I don't know if he ever spoke on his dad. I don't know, but like I said, if you looking that deep into it, then it's something different. But I don't even think Keyshawn see it as that, right? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I know he ain't the one trying to walk up to. I bet you won't see Keyshawn walk up to him and try to shake his hand. That's all I'm saying. So if it's really like that, it can't just be like that on the internet. If we going there with it, like you gotta want to fight him when you see him. And I ain't saying outside the ring, within the ring. But he had his opportunity to call him out on a microphone, point to him, say what you want next. He did none of that because he know that ain't what he really want next. That's what I think. And RIP to your pops as well, bro. Condolences, family. All of the fighters do the fake call out on fighters that I can't recall doing is Canelo and Tank. I mean, yeah, the situation's different. Nah, they don't. Tank said he gonna call somebody out in the Lamont Roach fight after that, though. Let's see. Shout out to DCG. Keyshawn, Andy was cheesing, to be honest. Shakur was on bullshit. He was looking at you, will get him. Look down on and talk about Devin's mother passing out. I thought that I didn't think it was that serious. I thought people were being a little sensitive because it's a boxing match. It's a boxing match. I mean, I ain't gonna over like joke on her because I think I had the video. I know for a fact I had the video of her passing out. I didn't think it was like, overly funny though, because ain't nothing too super funny about her passing out. It just was crazy. Like it was like an old shit moment, but it wasn't overly funny. You know what I mean? Not that particular part. But the video I think somebody screamed on the camera. It was a little crazy. It was like a little shock value for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm sure in E40 is rich in the Bay. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Not out here either, though. But I think in some places, like I said, that's how they talk. You get me? That's how they talk. But I ain't with it. I ain't no fan of it. But let's keep rolling. So while we on it, man, we got some content that came out of these fights taking place, y'all. Like I said, Tito out here calling folk out. He wants smoke, but I think, like I said, I just want to see what fights he gonna be in at 140. I think that's the better focus for him. Let's see what he was talking about, man.
All right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is Fight Hype, man. You know what? We spoke a little while ago. You told me you was gonna do it, and then you went out and did it, man. Congratulations, you just KO'd Jose Pedraza, a tough opponent, matchroom debut. You made a statement. How do you feel, sir?
Man, I feel great, man. To be able to do that to a former 2-division world champion in Vegas, and do it the way I did it. Nobody, the last fight, he fought Keyshawn. He fought him. He stopped him, but
for sure. That's a fact. Cal, that's a fact. What I'm saying is, I think all fighters have done that. All fighters have said something or put something out there that hasn't came to fruition. If you just know how boxing go, like I've said, I think the way I interpret a lot of this stuff is when these fighters take and do these interviews, right? They get asked questions, they respond as an individual. In that moment, they respond like fighters. So when you ask a guy about fighting another guy and they say, I'll fight him, or he next, or like, you get what I'm saying? I think that's a fighter's response. But in all actuality, and they're making that, they're speaking from an individual place, right? From a singular place. They speaking from their standpoint, right? When they go back to the table, that decision is going to be multiple people that probably play a factor on that decision being made. So that's why I think a lot of times when you hear stuff like that, obviously it don't come to fruition because business don't go like that. When they go back to the table, they might see something else that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? And go with that. So that's why I say I don't hold on to everything fighters say. You'll know when they serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he definitely said, leave them ladies at home. Shout out to Boxing Hacker said, Posey seems to be trying to switch to the American style, which isn't a good. Cruz should stick to the style that got you 2 gold medals and 3 world titles. I mean, look, I get why you would say that. I get why you would say that. I'll say this to your comment. Shout out to Boxing. I appreciate that support. I think what Bozy is trying to do, not so much switch him, is adjust, have him adjust to the pro game, right? He's in that transition stage, right, where you fully working the rest of the kinks out from being an amateur, and then you got to think too. Look how much time that he spent as an amateur. That's probably not the easiest thing to do, right? To go away from that truly, right? So that's why when you see him pressing, you can see a little bit. That's what you see in Boxing Hacker. You feel like he's trying to switch it because you can see him trying to be different, right? But I think that's just him trying to adjust and acclimate to the pro game, and where you sitting down on punches, where you trying to be exciting and still be efficient and effective and responsible defensively, right? That's what you're seeing. You still see that phase. He working them kinks out, and it look like he's trying to change him or something. I don't think that's the case, though. I think he's trying to do his best to have him adjust to what the pro game is. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it was cool when you was, you had that point system on lock. I think at 35, you at lightweight. I just don't know if that's, you get me? I don't know. I don't know if that's the way to go about it, right? And again, you can't really blame Bozy because you see who he trained. So I think some of that has an influence on maybe the way he trains Andy Cruz naturally, right? So maybe that's what it is, right? And think about it. He chose to go to him. So obviously, like something about the schooling where he probably feels as though he needed to adjust better to the pro game too. And who's a good guy to go to, So I think that's what you're seeing, right? You're just seeing the influence of Bozy and it's on him. And I think him still making a transition, and he wants to be entertaining, right? Look, I had my TV on mute, but I think behind the hands, I think bro mentioned, he says, did somebody mention, they said Cuban fighters usually have a boring style? I think it was you that mentioned that in the chat. But see, that's what he's trying to get away from. Guys like him, guys like Morrell, they Cuban fighters, but they want to get away from the Robesis. They don't want to just be, and look how good he was in the amateurs, right? But look how his style kind of changed. And you get what I'm saying? So I think it's a collective effort. I think it's the teaching of the trainer, but I think it's the fighter also wanting to not just be known for a good points guy, right? I think he want to get in there and try to be a little physical, be a little mean, right? He want to hurt you, so to speak, right? He don't want to just be a guy that's outpointing you no more. Like he did that for what, 2 gold medals, right? Now he in the pro ranks and he trying to hurt you. And I think that's what you're seeing. Shadow Band was good with it. Like Kid Skull. Kid Skull is a good kid. I like him too. Shout out to my guy, Kevin. What it do, fam? Just because you win gold medals don't make you a great pro? Nah, I don't. But I don't think Robesi is a bad pro. I just think he had a raw deal in that last fight with the eye thing. I do. I think he's a very, very good pro, but it just don't mean it always turn out that way, right? Some people win gold medals and don't really become world champions. I think Luke Campbell was one of them in recent memory. So you're right. Gold medals don't equate to, championships all the time in boxing. So for sure. But those special ones, they can make the transition. And I think Andy Cruz is of that cloth. I think he's making the transition, but you still see some of the kinks. That's all. Shout out to Dante's Boxing. So he said Cruz remind me of Prime Gamboa, just not as much power. Yeah, or of that, but Gamboa was one of them Cuban fighters as well, wasn't? Ain't he? Pro game don't care about no damn points. I think that's what he understands, Cal. And Bozy definitely understands this. Like, think about it. He trained Boots. Boots be on go. And I'm not saying he training them exactly the same at all, right? But just, some of it got to come out naturally because you got a vehicle like Boots. So naturally, I think some of that's going to pour into the teaching when you go schooling Andy Cruz. And I mean, look, he's been able to be successful thus far. I just think we all can see it because we know how he fought in the amateurs as opposed to what we're seeing now. But I think that you have to adjust, and that's the process for him. That's his challenge, fully adjusting to the pro game and being the true professional. You know what I'm saying? Sitting down on punches, not just sitting in the pocket or trying to be entertaining, but knowing how to do that stuff without putting yourself at risk. Right now, it's kind of like one is slightly being sacrificed for the other. So although he's in the pocket, trying to be on the front foot and entertaining, putting them punches together and sitting down at points, he's susceptible to getting caught with shots that we obviously know if he was fighting from the outside and moving and boxing the Cuban style, he probably wouldn't be getting hit as much. But like I said, that's the price you pay. You know what I'm saying? Seraphim Torador beat Floyd. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yo, when I read about him behind the hands, he was a fisherman, bro. He was a fisherman of some sorts. And they did an interview a while, like, you know, after that, and they asked him about the Olympic fight between him and Floyd. Did they cheat Floyd? And he said, yeah. He kept it real. He said, yeah. He said that he felt like Floyd won. He felt like they cheated for him. Fresh Baker, what it do? 007, what up? 5 fight. And can't expect them to put it all together. Nah, but we don't, though. We don't. Let's be clear, though, 2 cents. We don't expect them. And that for that same reason, 2 cents, is why I know that they're not trying to make no Keyshawn Davis fight. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? It just like, why? You will be rushing it. And there's no need to do that. So you would, but I do believe he's on the fast track. If you just look at the fights that he had and look at the records of these guys, like they're moving him. I think he was his first fight a 12-rounder. I don't know. I don't want to be wrong, but was it 10 to 12-rounder? So he's on a bit of a fast track, but I don't think he's on that fast of a track where they're like, yeah, Keyshawn Davis next. And again, although I'm critiquing in the fact that he didn't use that opportunity to call out Keyshawn, I'm not shitting on him, but I'm just highlighting how sometimes these guys just be promoting, bro. That's all. Because he would have went after that. I appreciate him and Eddie Hearn for not going that route, knowing that that's not next. So a part of me is glad that he didn't go that route. And when he seen him, he just showed him, hey, look, man, it's all love, man. You know, we in the same game. We promoting, call each other out as part of the game. I think that's what Andy Cruz gesture was, but Keyshawn was a little more closed off to it. To be honest, I think he might have caught Keyshawn off guard by even trying to shake his hand. So I don't think nobody's scared. Nobody's ducking. Nah, that shit just is boxing, bro. People have fun on the internet. They promote. Do I think he'll fight him if given an opportunity? Yeah, but I think he knows full well, and his promoter knows full well that that's not in the plans for the next few fights, at least in my opinion. Now, if I'm wrong, then they'll make a fight sooner than later, and I'll tell y'all I was wrong. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, one of the best parts of the show. He said Bill Haney said on X in 1995, Rev Jesse Jackson asked Bill to make peace between East Coast versus West Coast hip-hop war, but Bill decided to start a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Wesley Snipes. Pure fact. Yo.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate you, bro. So you got to make some changes because the judges don't give you wins for that amateur style. I think that's what he's doing. He's making an effort to be professional. That's the best way I could frame what I'm seeing from him. And like 2 Cents said, I don't expect him to have it all put together. Not at all. Not by a long shot, bro. Like, think about it. I'm even more understanding of the fact of that transitional phase because I'm taking into account how long he spent as an amateur. I think that shit matters. Think about all the reps and what you've programmed. You think about it, and he was one of the absolute best. He mastered the amateur ranks, in my opinion. He mastered it. I don't think it was nothing better he could have done, right? He's as good as he could have been, pretty much, right? So now he's just working on that as a professional. And I think you're just going to see him working the kinks out. But if he's able to do that while, pretty much dominating opposition, he's taking his shots here or there, but he's not struggling in these fights, so to speak. But I think he leave enough room for me to question if he'll beat a guy like Keyshawn when people kind of just throw that out there. Freedom's Mars, what's good with the family? How you feeling? Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate you, bro. Marquis, what it do? Yeah, you feel what y'all feel about it? Tell me. I feel like that's clout chasing. Both. You got Tito and Andy Cruz. Both Tito and Andy Cruz. Tito calling out lightweights. Respect to him. I still want to get him back on the channel. I ain't dissing him, but that's the only knock about his call outs. That's the only issue. If they was at 140 with you, it'd be great because I would love to see them fights. I think you'll make a good fight with either Keyshawn or Shakur, respectfully. I think Tito Mercado is a good young talent, bro. I think he's 23. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, for sure. Freedom March, yeah, for sure. Calm 23. So you say Keyshawn gave him a dap with the left. Where you from? What that mean? I don't. What you 757 in the building? Shout out to Calm 23, man. Yeah, man, that's all. Keyshawn was just keeping it business, and I ain't gonna make too much of it. Like I'll have fun with it, like what I thought it was. But ultimately, that's what I think. He just kept it business. I think he caught him off guard, and they ain't friends. So he was like, nah, I ain't dapping him. I mean, I ain't shaking his hand. I'll dap him, but that's about it. You know what I mean? We gonna fight sooner or later. I think that's what probably, and that's what goes. I think that's more so on Keyshawn's mind than anything. You know, you're gonna fight him sooner or later. Look, we can shake hands when we do that. I like Tito Mercado a lot. He's strong, he's hungry, he's aggressive, but he's smart and patient at the same time. He let his hands go. He pick his shots well. He working with some real talent. I do. It's just for him, it's just gonna be a matter of experience and getting the right fights, and that's why you see him fighting a guy like a Jose Pedraza to see exactly where he at. Can you get rid of an old vet that looked like he need to be showed the door? And that's what Tito was able to do. So I understand his energy was rolling, and he said, "Hell, man, I'm calling Core and Keyshawn now. They ain't got no chance." But let me play this clip from Tito. Keyshawn need to get his get back first. Napoleon was good. It's only caught when they send it. And you don't sign, and Andy can't be scared if you ran up with Shakur there. Nah, you ain't never hear me say that. You ain't never hear me say that. But I hear people saying Keyshawn was scared. But it ain't about being scared. None of these dudes, especially me, y'all know I don't push that over here. Dudes ain't scared of each other. But what I'm saying, what I really took from that, he know that fight ain't coming next, and he don't want to fight him as much as as the fans say he did. His fans are the people that be speaking for Andy Cruz, but can't tell you none of the names that he fought as a professional, but they could tell you how many times he beat Keyshawn. They can't tell you shit he did as a pro, but they'll argue you down that Keyshawn don't want to fight him. All I'm saying is he had an opportunity in the ring on the microphone, and he wanted to get out and shake his hand. He didn't want to call him out because I don't think he want to fight him as much is what people might think. You know what I'm saying? Sean looked at Cruz like, you know, I don't mess with you. Now he did. He gave him the look like, bro, brother, brother. Gave him that look like, brother. Jay Grant, what it do, bro?
I did it, with Pedraza on the floor, so it was definitely a big statement, and had all these guys riled up, man. So I know I did my job.
Yeah. Just one question: did he present anything for you that gave you pause for concern, or were you just hunting him down the whole time?
I mean, I was hunting him down, man, but I knew he was a veteran. I knew he was trying to, I think he thought I was going to go in there swinging bombs nonstop and try to get me in later rounds, which he was trying to do. He was a lot more patient coming forward. He wasn't letting his hands go like he did with Keyshawn or, Javante Davis. He was kind of a little bit more calculated, wanted to get me.
Brandon was good. Shout out to Jay Grant. Yeah, Andy's a nice guy, man. I like
stretch, but we knew what we were doing, man. We're chopping down the body, controlling him. And then when I saw that shot he opened up, I took him out.
Yeah, you definitely did, man. And again, congrats. Listen, I've been here all week. I've been covering the fight. I mean, day one, bro, you set the press conference off. What is it in you? And, is it like that's just who you are? Is this calculated? You know that it is, definitely going to bring eyeballs. What is it about you that gives you no concern about calling out top names right in front of them?
Man, I talk about shit, man, because I can back it up, man. I'm from Pomona, man. We talk and we lay it down. So, that's just the way I do it. And if people don't like it, man, hey, I can be the bad guy, the good guy, but no matter what, I'm going to get the results that I want.
Yeah, I like Tito. So, we got to talk about it. You called him out. He was right there. Shakur Stevenson. You had some choice words for him. I saw him get up and say something back. Did you hear anything he was saying at all?
Nah, he was just mumbling too much. He mumbling too much. You gotta speak clearly when you talk to me. You feel me? But man, if I got his attention, that means I'm doing something right. You feel me? And if I get him in the ring later on this year and knock his ass out too, that'll be great for me.
Yeah, he's a stablemate, right? Another matchroom
Tito
fighter.
Talking heavy.
At 140 pounds, you got Richard Hitchens, another matchroom fighter. So that you've called out. I mean, what's your ideal path this year? It's early. You got your first fight in. You debuted KO. What would you like to see happen in 2025?
Man, what title shot? Whether it's Richard Hitchens,
there we go.
From him, it don't matter. Any of the champions, whoever comes first, that's kind of what I want.
That's what you need.
When can we see you next? Any idea?
Man, I don't know. Hopefully soon, because Pedraza, got out on 4, so I feel still fresh.
Yeah. Light work for you? Light work,
man. Light work. That's why I'm trying to throw Shakur up there. He didn't want to though. He was right there in his little jumpsuit, all comfortable.
Got you. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, Tito. We'll be following you.
Shout out to Tito. Shout out to KG from Fight Hype, man. Look, I like Tito, but that's the only thing. I know you like. I was trying to get Shakur. That's a lightweight, dude. That ain't the look. The Richardson Hitchens smoke. That's the move. That. The other champions. That's the move. Because you put yourself, you get some quality wins up there at 40, bro. You right there. You in the mix. Ain't no need. You know, lightweight is the thing of the past. You know. But I like his energy a lot. I don't knock nothing he doing. That's what you're supposed to do. Call for the guys. But, you know, maybe he just wasn't considering that at the moment. You know what I mean? Maybe he like, so what if you down there? Come up here, I'll knock you out. I don't know. Maybe that's the energy, right? Like, come up here where I'm at, but that's not going to happen. So I love his energy. I want to see what he got going on next, man. That was a solid win. He went out there and showed Pedraza the door like I thought he could. Made it look relatively easy too. Didn't break too much of a sweat. Got him out of there in 4, cleaned him up. Something nice. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think he just took advantage of the moment. You know, he was very aware of his surroundings in terms of who was there. You know, Keyshawn and Shakur's was there. So I think he just took advantage of the moment and started speaking on it. And I'm not saying he won't fight him if given an opportunity. I won't put that on him, but you know, full well, I don't know if he even took into consideration that they lightweights. That's why he said come up or something like that. But nah, that's not gonna happen that way. That fight definitely won't happen that way. So, I like the energy though, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Shout out to him.
Turkey is making a lot of moves right now. As you know, obviously you on a big card, February 22nd. We spoke about that a little bit. You see a lot of other fighters, Ryan, Dev, all this stuff lining up, and it seems like boxing is, you know, coming back together. How do you feel about Turkey and just like everything that's going on in boxing, all these big fights getting made?
I think Turkey is saving boxing. I think that he's making the biggest and best fights happen. At the end of the day, what he's doing is these fighters got to drop their nuts. He's making guys going 50-50 fights to where they can lose or they can win. And I'm from the club, like, scared money don't make no money, so I feel like, shit, whoever he say he want me to fight, I'm down with that shit.
And, you know, I know that's one of those hot takes, but you know, I personally feel like boxing don't need no saving. So I don't look at what Turkey doing as saving boxing. That's my honest opinion. I don't see that. But I do agree with in terms of like the more 50-50 fights. And, you know, if that's what he on, that's more of what people want to see from him anyway, especially somebody like Shakur. People say all the time, you hear about the talent, you just want to see him prove it or in there with the other guys. And, you know, I think to a degree with Turkey being in the mix, that does kind of create that lane for it to happen, you know, for good fights to happen. You've seen competitive matchups, right? You ain't seen really just straight up lopsided matchups. I think the closest thing to that as far as on paper is what people think Kade Austin is, Shakur Stevenson is, right, in terms of talent and level. But everything else, for the most part, has been relatively on par of being 50-50. And you just, you know, are close to it, you know. So I think as long as we getting close to that mark, to that 50-50 type of margin, we doing good. I think that's good for boxing. Turkey, I wouldn't coin it that way. Now maybe he got a different interpretation. He's over that side. He is working with him, so you know it was maybe good for him to say that. But nah, I'm not looking at it like quite that way. I think he's adding to what was already a great sport, man. And we, you know, the jury is still out to see just what kind of impact he could have. Like we seeing it right now, and you know, early, right? We seen him make some noise, but still want to see him just put the cards and the fights together. And I think, in particular, the February 22nd card is the one to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the one to watch. Turkey saves Thanksgiving, not boxing. Right. You get me? He saving boxing, man. I don't feel like boxing needs saving per se, but I think it could have used some help. And I think Turkey could potentially be that help. I don't know fully because it's early. Like I said, I'm watching, I'm seeing what's going on, but I'm not ready to anoint somebody some savior in the sport that I don't think needs saving. It just needed somebody that was going to come and help make some good fights. And if that's what he going to do, then kudos to him and shout out and salute to him. You know what I'm saying? But all that savior shit, hell no. I think it's kind of for me to say that, it'd be a slap in the face to everybody else that's been a part of boxing, putting on, right? Like, I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm not a fan of that way of thinking. Like, when you see somebody doing something and they just start doing it, and we ready to just anoint them and give him praise. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm going to just say I think he's been an addition for boxing, and I think he could be a bright spot depending on what his true intentions is, and that remains to be seen. He could be an asset for the sport. He could be another avenue, another lane for guys to obviously make fights, get opportunities, make money. And I don't, that don't sound bad on the surface, right? But like I said, it's early, so we just gotta sit back, let him work, right? Let him cook. Let's see what Turk got going on. But one thing we do know he got going on is this card that's coming up on the 22nd. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see it again, man. It's like people just hear what they want. Like, I don't know, just because I'm not telling y'all exactly what y'all want to hear about Turkey, don't mean I'm sitting here giving the man as much credit as I can, because I'm not about to praise him. Is boxing in a better place with Turkey? I ain't say it wasn't. I just say he could be an asset, another lane. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to overstate it because he just got here, and there's too many other, entities and individuals that's been a part of the sport putting on to just say, oh, nah, man, we had a rough year in boxing. Now Turkey came, he made a couple fights. Now we forget about all the work that these other guys have put in. And I just refuse to forget that. And PBC in particular is helping me remember the job that they're doing with making some solid fights early for this year. So they off to a solid start, I'll say. I'm not going to overstate that either, but they definitely off to a much better start than last year. And I'll take it. I ain't tripping. It's improvement, and that's all you could do. They had an abysmal year last year, putting on, I think, about 5 shows and projected about 12 to 13, I think, or something to that effect. And they missed the mark in a big way. So obviously they on the rebound, but I think they doing well. So look, Turkey, shout out to him, man. I'm not gonna be dissing him either, though. I'm not that guy. Like, I don't want to. I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? But Savior, no. Addition, helping. Maybe could he be an asset to some fighters? Absolutely, because he making a lane for people to get paid. But the good thing for us is if those fights are competitive, then we get close to what we want to see. They close to 50-50. You get me? Then salute to him. And let's see the longevity that he have. That's what, the way some people talk, and it's not to say he hasn't done anything good, but it's let him work. Like, right? Y'all like these little catchphrases. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him keep working. Let's see what the longevity look like. Let's see what 3 years look like from now, 5 years from now look like. And I know that might seem hard for people, but for me, that'll really say, that'll speak volumes. That'll start to really, establish some trust and a track record with the people, where this dude has consistently been in boxing and been a part of making some of the best fights. But people are making it seem like he got 10, 15 year, 20-year run in the game already. No. He just started making fights. You can't even name, you can't name 5 cards, and that's not a knock on him, but I'm talking about, we talking about great and how he's saving it. Like, nah, let him work. I think he attempting to be a bright spot, a beacon, maybe for, like I said, other fighters. Maybe you might not have the opportunity where you at. Well, here's one for you. I don't know, but like I said, get that dude some time in to at least establish a track record to say, hey, man, since he been here, he been putting on. That's all I'm saying. It's just so premature. We kind of forget that people been putting on good shows, man. Yeah, we had a shit year last year, but man, all sports, I think, go through those type of years, man. It's just unfortunate when boxing, because we love it, go through this shit. But I think that's another thing. The cheaper pay-per-views, that's what's up too. I'm not knocking that. Maybe it'll force other people to, follow suit. That's not the worst thing in the world. That's for the consumer. You get what I'm saying? A cheaper pay-per-view is for the consumer. But like I said, yeah, I'm very down the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to acknowledge and give people, I think, the credit he deserve while not overpraising, because I think that's just way too much. You know what I'm saying? But get that dude some time to see exactly what he trying to do. You know what I mean? In the sport, like everything looked good at first. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna feel about it 3 years from now? You know what I'm saying? A few years from now. So we'll see. GM was good with it. Just yeah, Eddie Hearn was tripping, wasn't he? GM tried to make the Canelo versus Benavidez fight. Tried to give out 20 million. Petty Eddie got turkey feet, silky smooth. Yeah, Eddie was wilding with that comment. And he was that was OD. That was way too much. Yeah, he went way too far with that. Way too far. Eddie ass went way too far with that. Y'all smash the like button for me, man. We're gonna keep building, man. We ain't done just yet, man. But yeah, man, I know as long as he a part of boxing, his name is. But it seemed like it's a mixed crowd. Like you got some people that's for what he doing, and some people that's really against it. I'm not against it. I'm open to seeing what could come from him being a part of the boxing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Queen Aisha. How you feeling? Who trolling? Yeah, I'm not cleaning his shoes. Oh, nah. Eddie Hearn was talking about cleaning his shoes. Eddie, what you talking about trolling? With what? With Eddie Hearn? Or something else I said? Nah, Eddie Hearn really said that. Eddie Hearn really said that. He really did. His ass bogus. He said something. He had clean his shoes if he asked him to. Like, man, what? That's a bit much. Like, even Sean from, what was it? Sean Zaitel told him, man, that's a bit much, Eddie. he still said it. That's a bit much, bro. So Edward, man, that was a bit much. Shit, Core tripping too a little bit. Talking about he's saving boxing. I just don't feel like boxing needs saving to be saved from somebody. But like I said, what boxing did need is an extra person or somebody else that'll help make good fights. And if that's what he's gonna do, then I'm on board. You know what I'm saying? If his goal is to get people paid and make good fights, I can't be against that. You know, other fighters know they can't be Shakur Stevenson. Well, get them problems inside the ring. Shout out to Sherwin, man. Appreciate you stopping through. Y'all smash that like button, sub to the channel. We're going to keep rolling. Said Hearn is an Earthman for that. Yeah, he is. He damn fool-ass Earthman, too, for that. But while I got y'all here, y'all smash that like button. And we going to keep rolling. I want to play something. Susan said, fair. Your overall was a good year. Right. I think this last year was rocky. You know, 24 was rocky, especially what we had in 23. But I think this year is starting off a lot better. So I like it. Yep, it is. 12 fell outside the top 10. That's right. Shout out to Dragon Assassin. It fell outside the top 10. Yeah, for sure. So again, man, because I think overall you just need more consistency and less diversity. You got people like we creatures of habit, and we don't really like change in boxing. And I think that's what potentially Turkey could represent, a different change. But like I said, it's just certain questions I have. That's why I haven't made no permanent decision, whether left or right. I'm kind of down the middle. I just want to see what it lead to. You know what I mean? I think you give any situation enough time, you'll be able to kind of, figure out the intent of the individual. So like he talk about great fights. He talk about great matchups. People talk about him getting them paid. So if that's what's going on, and it could be presented on a more consistent basis than ever before. I don't see how, as a fight fan, you could be against that. You get what I'm saying? Unless it leads to something that we obviously can't foresee right now. So I just don't know. I mean, but I ain't with no praising. And hell with that. That's OD. Shout out to Marquis. Much love, bro. Appreciate you, fam. That's a little OD for me.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
He said he won't say that in front of his dad. His own that's flawed business model, making bigger fights does not solve the system problems. They need to stop attacking boxing and promote solutions and unity, not division. More fights. Hey, Rod, that's what I was just saying. Too much division, pretty much. You said it better than I could say it. That's well said. That's all. And that's why I'm for people working together, because I think the overall product could end up being better because of it, right? I think when you got people trying to take their ball and run with it, so to speak, then that's how we miss out on great fights and they pass us by. They get over marinated or it never happen. You get what I'm saying? Because you got people just not working together. And I'm not saying that's going to fix every problem, but I'm pretty sure that'll get us closer to what we're trying to get to in terms of the overall product. And I think that's what matters. So anybody that truly intent is on trying to improve the overall product of boxing, I could rock with that if that's what they truly on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to B-Dog. What happened to your boy, Steven? Star Fox was good with it. Who's so cold? So cold took an L, man. Lost to a better fighter. Younger, better fighter. And Diego Pacheco. You know what I mean? Bo Mack was out there coaching his ass off how he was supposed to. You know what I mean? Steve Nelson was out there trying his best to fight his ass off. He just is in there with a better guy. Credit to Pacheco. I ain't give him his just due enough today. Shout out to Diego Pacheco. He was very poised. That's what I noticed early. He was very calm, composed, comfortable. He was seeing his vision was on point. His defense was impressive. I think the most impressive part about the fight for me as a whole for Diego was his defense. I think it was much better than it's been in recent fights, bro. I think he just didn't get hit a whole lot. And he made it very hard for Steve Nelson to find a way inside, bro. And when you tall and long like that, it's only impressive if you know how to use it. And he knows how to use it. He know how to take a, the step back, half step back, whether full step back, just to get out of the way of, Steve Nelson's pressure, his initial burst. He just kept, he had an answer for it. And he was sticking them shots in there, some straight right hands, some uppercuts. Steve Nelson started off strong. I thought he was winning early. But then Pacheco started to just take over. Once that cut happened, I think that that killed the momentum that Steve Nelson was potentially cooking with. I think without the cut, the fight's still tough. But I think that cut just changed things for the worse. And I think it just allowed Pacheco, when fighters see blood, they get motivated. But he didn't overexert himself. He didn't burn himself out. And he was just so composed. Like he fought a very smart fight for a young fighter, bro. That's how you fight a guy like Steve Nelson, a vet. He's 36 years old. He's been in the game for a bit, That's the way you do it, man. He controlled the fight. Long jab, staying poised. He avoided the pressure. He just didn't take a lot of punishment at all. He got up out of there pretty clean, man. Shout out to Pacheco. Good win, but big salute to Steve Nelson, man. He ain't had no quit in him, man. That fights like that get those hurt your confidence. You know what I'm saying? When you guys just beating you round after round, and there's really nothing you could do different. There's nothing that you can do different. Changing it, you trying, but credit to Steve Nelson because he never quit, and you just gotta respect that. I ain't about to give him no participation trophy. He don't need one. He fought hard, but. And especially early, that first quarter of the fight or so, just about. But after that, it got rough for him. Shout out to all things. Yeah, he got off. I think that I'll speak on that too. Shout out to Dragon Assassin, man. Just do keeping it real and observing boxing, man. I appreciate you, bro. Comments like that just keep me honest and keep me pushing, bro.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my guy, man. Say Pacheco maintained his height and reach all fight. Yeah, man. That was the key, Cal. I think that was the key. Fighting that discipline, that poise with a guy whose best chance at getting at you was to close the gap. Man, I wish Steve Nelson that energy that he had for like the last few rounds or so, like he started pressing him. It looked like Pacheco didn't like that pressure. That's what he needed. Like the thing was, he was boxing with a guy that was a very good boxer in his own right, but had the length and reach, the height and reach advantage over him. but knew how to use it and had the poise to withstand any initial burst. Like he just had the right moves in there. You get me? He had the right moves. And then the cut, shout out to Pacheco, because the cut was caused by legit punches. He landed some flush shots that got that cut open, man. That scar tissue open right up. And I really think it sapped Nelson energy, but credit to him, he never stopped. And he even pushed it really, really hard in them last few rounds. Had he done that a little bit sooner, like just said hell with the game plan when the cut happened, I don't know. It would have been interesting because it looked like when he was pressuring Pacheco, he didn't like that pressure to the, them last couple rounds or so. He didn't like it. And it was interesting to see how he was looking. So if he'd have tried that a little sooner, maybe different outcome, different conversation. I don't know. But Pacheco was game. He was smart. Robert Garcia not Robert Garcia. Jose Benavidez Sr. had him on point, man. Great job. He did a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job. The cut slowed Nelson down. I agree, bro. I think it did, man. Jab is key. The fight proved it. Nelson got inside. The fight is different. Yeah. And that was his best chance at winning the fight, getting in a range where he could comfortably get his shots off. And I got to give Pacheco a ton of credit. My bad, y'all. I gotta give him a ton of credit because he was able to consistently stop him from doing so. And even when Nelson just couldn't find the answer, he never quit. And you've seen it in his eyes. He just had no quit in him. So everything he talked, he tried to fight like it. He tried to prove he was the better man. He tried to fight the younger man, push him back. He was pressing the action. He was making them fight. I mean, you lose to the better man, and that is just that's no other way to put it. He had a really good game plan, and he neutralized the things that Nelson wanted to do well. He would not let him get inside and work at all. And he just kept neutralizing, stepping back, picking the right shots, countering, staying poised, staying disciplined, utilizing the height and reach the right way. Motown was good with it, fam. Pacheco ain't ducking no smoke. Nah, he's a good fighter. From my view, what it do? Pacheco patience saved him. His patience was otherworldly, wasn't it? In the clip of Bud talking to Nelson after the fight, he's wanting Nelson to let the hook go, but Nelson said the cut had his vision messed up. Oh, I didn't catch that. Shout out to Cal. I didn't catch that. I figured. Definitely solid fight for both. Shout out to Poor. Damn, I didn't catch that. I figured the cut because you could see like his eye, like he had to like try to hold his eye all wide open. You could see it. He was trying to compensate for the blood being in his eye or dripping in, on that side. So I just know it was tough to deal with, and I ain't making no excuses, but it definitely hindered what I think would have been an even better fight if he didn't have a cut. I think it would have been an even better fight. I do. But credit to Pacheco for landing punches and not a headbutt that caused the fight and end up changing it. No, those was legit clean flush punches that he landed on Nelson. And credit to Nelson. He had a hell of a beard. He took everything Pacheco had and was kept pressing forward. He kept trying to press the fight. He was trying to make the fight all night. He just couldn't consistently find his range to get his shots off. I think that was the toughest part about the fight for him. Shit, I would love to ask him and talk to him if he's seen it the way I seen it. I think that was the toughest part, dealing with that tall, long-ass guy that actually know how to fight tall and long and use it. And get what I'm saying? It was impressive for Pacheco. He says you'll find it. Appreciate you. I want to see Pacheco versus Berlanga. I think it's a really good fight. Yeah, Nelson got a hell of a beard, don't he, Jay? Hell of a beard, bro. Hell of a beard. They put it on a show to kick it off the year. Man, put on the show to kick off the year. Absolutely, they did. Great show. I mean, salute to Pacheco. Let's see who's next. I think Berlanga would be nice. I think he targeting somebody else, though. Berlanga seemed like I think he got his sights on somebody else. I can't. My memory don't be the best, but we talk so much boxing, I'll be forgetting. It was somebody he was looking at or talking about fighting. I don't know if that's who he gonna fight, but I don't see him definitely not fighting Pacheco. I think that's dangerous. I don't know if they'll put him in there right back after, fighting Canelo so soon. Crawford took an L. Not really. It happens, though. Are you saying Team Bomac or Team Crawford took an L? It happens, man. You're going to lose. You're going to lose to somebody that's worth a damn. Diego Pacheco is a really good young talent. Yeah, I would love to see Berlanga, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Yeah, William Skull, you're right. There you go. From my view, appreciate you, bro. Big Dre, what it do, family? Yeah, it is. It is him. It is It is William Skull. He was talking about knocking out or something like that. And it wouldn't be the craziest thing because you got to think he just fought Canelo. He's not gonna go in there with the craziest guy next. They're gonna put him in there with probably somebody that he should be the favorite against. The most impressed with Pacheco's deliberateness with his feet. Yeah, he wasn't clumsy. He was clean with his movements in there and precise with the movements with his feet. He wasn't clumsy, tripping over his feet. You know how people tall kind of just don't move as well. And he didn't overdo it. Like, he made the right moves throughout the fight consistently. That is his poise, just like, I think, consistent approach. Right, not fixing. If it wasn't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. Right, just sticking to a game plan and neutralizing a lot of what Steve Nelson wanted to do to get off. Right, he just wouldn't let him get off with no real consistency. That shit made the fight real tough for him. Yeah, definitely, man. I enjoyed them fights Saturday, man. I enjoyed them. Check on him. We won't fight tall to his advantage. Wonder. Average jab output is versus Nelson fight. I mean, I think, and you probably right, Napoleon. It's been times where he's given up his height and not fought that consistently tall like that. You're right. But I think against Nelson, he understood that, the task at hand, it's best that that's the way he fight. And you see, he made the right decision. So that's another thing about him. He got a lot of potential too, because you see the ability to do the things that you think he can't or won't do consistently. He understood the assignment that night. Like, I can't let this dude get in. I'm taller. I'm longer. I'm stay behind a long jab and, just neutralize his advances, man, and making him pay as much as he could for trying to come in close. He took advantage of that. It was a tough fight for him. It's just not, bro. You just playing. You don't like Nelson? Nah, I like Nelson. I just think, as well as styles, man, I'm telling you what I really honestly see. It wasn't a matter of skill to me. It just was a matter of not being able to get to the target consistently, right? Him getting over that reach advantage and height advantage and consistently being able to get to a guy that understood, distance and range management. He understood those things in that fight. He made it tough for Nelson. That's what it was. He fought a lot more poised than I've seen him. I think this was one of his best performances because it needed to be. He was switched on, man. Diego fought a smart fight too. Really smart fight. That's all. I don't know no excuse for Steve Nelson for me, but I don't think it was really like some real big skill deficit that he was at. I just think, them physical dimensions was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get past him. You got, what is Diego, 6'4"? Get what I'm saying? Them long ass arms, bro, and knowing how to use it. Get what I'm saying? Steve Nelson is 36 years old. He is the younger guy. You get me? So he just ain't have a lot of things like clear-cut advantages. You get what I'm saying? And it was hard to overcome on the night. Still a good effort, but Pacheco the better guy too, I don't think that makes Steve Nelson bad, but sometimes you find out your level on the night, and maybe that was a testament of him finding out what his level was at the moment, as well as just a guy being better on the night too, having a better game plan, tall, long, just tough fight. Tough fight altogether. I appreciate the effort, man. He could have packed it in, man. He could have packed it in. So there you go. I got you, Cal. He could have packed it in. He ain't packing it. Yeah, I punched the like button out one time for you, bro. Appreciate everybody. Just like Shiraz was the ammo, bro. Yeah. He had to sell out to try to get him, and it was extremely difficult. That shit is hard, bro. He couldn't get around. Shiraz. Couldn't get around him. Man, McQueen was good, Professor.
My guy, just do.
Good with it.
Yo, you was spot on. You know what I'm saying? What's your interpretation of what I said about Diego's deliberateness with his feet, man? Like you said, making all the right moves,
right,
and anchoring himself. Like, that's something I've been extremely just hyper focused on for whatever reason. I'm looking at guys and I'm like, yo, a lot of these guys got very good skills, are very talented, but when you see their technique, it's usually the guys who are able to remain balanced. Those are the ones who take the least amount of damage because they're not falling into shots.
Right.
And if you look at Diego in previous fights, like the Coceres fight, the fight that he had with Sean McCalman, the other fight that he had with Sulecki, a lot of times when he would throw his power shots, he would fall in. Against Steven Nelson, he was able to stay on the outside. Like he stayed anchored in. He stayed anchored. He'd throw the shot, he wouldn't fall in, and then that would give him enough space to see the counters coming from Nelson. Because one thing, if you look at Pacheco, his hand speed doesn't have the fastest hand speed, and he's a little bit slow on the recoil, like getting his hands back home after he throws shots.
Right.
So it was of extreme importance for him to be able to get the hell off the line after throwing the shot.
Right.
Like he was like jabbing and moving at the same time. I think there was a moment in the 9th round, he landed probably the cleanest check hook I've ever seen him land. Like fired the hook and pivoted at the same time. I was like, oh man, like this dude, he been doing work. It's just the little things like that. Like you can tell he's been working, and you would have to have seen his previous fights to even notice small things like that. You know what I'm saying? And also just how he's had the tendency to get drawn into fights as opposed to just staying poised.
Right.
And
I
said
I
in the
was
chat,
impressed. I was like, damn, he
was super poised, bro.
Yeah, I was like, this shit on another level. Youngin is focused. And that's why I say when people know what the task is at hand, like they able to really dial in. That was one of them. He couldn't have fought a better fight to me. And the hell with a knockout. I enjoyed watching him having to figure out, because early Steve Nelson did have some success. And then the cut came, and he just found a home for his offense, man, and he started to really start put them things together. He made it tough for Nelson, man.
Yeah, I think the main thing, though, especially with him being able to use his jab, right? It was not just the fact that he was using his jab, but if you pay close attention, he was able to jab on the move. And a lot of guys, especially tall guys, for whatever reason, it seems like that's like a lost art. You don't really see too many guys like Larry Holmes or like a Thomas Hearns, where these guys can jab on the move. A lot of times these guys now, it's like they take a step back, then they jab. They move, stop, set their feet, then they jab. He was jabbing and moving at the same time, which if he were to set his feet and jab, that would give Nelson just the split second needed to be able to fire the counter over the top of the jab. And there were a couple of occasions where he did, set his feet and jab, and Nelson was able to counter. But I felt like early on in the fight, I felt like Steven Nelson fought hard. Diego Pacheco adjusted in the middle rounds. I mean, he fought smart. I should say that. Because I say this, in the beginning, even when Steven Nelson was having the success, right, it's not like he was just landing a whole bunch of crazy shots on Pacheco. He was just doing a good job of pressuring him and making him keep his hands at home. Pacheco didn't really have too much offense going on early on, but in the middle rounds, he found the remedy. But in the later rounds, I want to say like 10 through 12, Steven Nelson was fighting. That was fighting hard. He was walking through some stuff that would have put most guys on their back. So when he caught Nelson with that one shot, with the uppercut, bro, and his legs stiffed up, I thought Steven Nelson was about to be up out of there. I ain't gonna lie to you. When his legs locked up, I said, hell no, ain't no way he can do that.
I thought he's about to get them while he bet up out of there. I was like, oh man, is he gonna get him? But he hung in there, man. He hung in there. I got you, Flossie. I got you, bro. Yeah, man. Let me play the clip, man. That's why I love when the professor come up here. He know it. The link stay for my boy. Let me play something for y'all. This is what Cal said.
I was trying to tell you the whole fight. The hook is that he kept going like this. Let me ask. Throw the fucking hook.
Don't throw it in the damn head. Where you don't be.
I couldn't see. I was like orange and yellow. So like this shit right here, I was like, man, hesitant to try to get caught over here. So that's why it was hard to do that shit working with the blood. Shit, that blood in the motherfucker. Because you notice right after I got cut in that third round, it was like everything just started. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he keeping it real. Bud telling him right, but he telling him like, man, that blood, man, was in my eye, man. My vision was impaired. And I think what he explaining, because we're quick to say, he making excuses. Nah, he explaining to you what he's seeing. He like, bro, I couldn't see it. He's like, that shit, you seeing color, so you're not confident throwing that shot, not being able to see. then you probably can't defend yourself properly. Now you got a whole different problem on your hands. So I respect it. I get it. But Bud wasn't telling him nothing wrong because Diego was turning like that. But it was smart, man. He limited the hell out of, the damage that he took in this fight. I think the most he got was a busted lip. And that's boxing for you. Like, fights. That don't take much to do that. So that was it, yo. Bro was clean. I was like, man, this was an impressive performance, man. He didn't take a lot of punishment. He didn't overexert himself. He fought it like a smart fight. Like, and then he was patient enough to create his openings to when he really seen that the tide was changing, he was able to pick it up a bit more. And you seen him start really putting hands on Nelson. He had a couple little scares, little moments where you thought he might go, but he weathered the storm. And like you said, from 10 on, Nelson changed the tactics on him, bro. I thought if he'd have did that a little sooner, I don't know. Maybe you create a different problem for him because he looked very uncomfortable. You even had him looking up for the clock. I think it was the last round or so. Had him looking for the clock. Now, had you done that a few rounds sooner, I don't know, man. He ain't look like he liked that.
Absolutely, Josh. You spot on with that, bro. And you know what they say? You know what the old saying is? Pressure distorts things. So then who knows if now all of a sudden Diego Pacheco, instead of him being as mindful as he was and as deliberate as he was, if he just gets a little haphazard, now you starting to throw stuff that you weren't throwing earlier in the fight. And then now technique, it isn't as crisp because now you fighting, you're not boxing at that point. You fighting, you mess around, you throw something, leave yourself wide open, and it only takes one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It only takes one.
Right. Diego pretty strong. I know he's feeling the weight of some of them punches, but he was so damn game. He had his mind made up that he definitely wasn't going. You can see that, the determination. That's why he's mentally tough. You can tell, man. A lot of guys at that point in the fight where you losing them rounds and dude putting the rounds, picking up momentum. A lot of guys, you could see it like from an energy standpoint, they broken and they defeated. He didn't really let that happen at all. He just kept going like, all right, look, I'm losing, but I'm going to keep trying. And then again, he had the wherewithal to kind of try to change tactics late. It just was a little too late. That young 23-year-old was hanging in there, man. Yeah. 23-year-old, 702 was good. Yeah, that young man was hanging. He got a gut
1,000%,
problem.
man. Because you know how that goes. As the old timers say, guys start making them silent agreements.
Right.
You don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. Just mailing the performance, try to survive, go on for the next day. But Steven Nelson went for it. And I was like super impressed. I ain't gonna lie to you. That right there, the fact that he was losing, and like you said, as handily as he was losing at that point, and he was going for it, that to me speaks more volumes about Steven Nelson. If more so than if Steven Nelson would have went in there and counted him early, and let's say he would have knocked him out, we wouldn't have learned that about Steven Nelson. Like, yo, this dude is really about it. And when he said everything that he said pre-fight about how he'd been shot, he'd been blown up, he went through this, he would, you know what I'm saying, he was in the streets. Those last 3 rounds, everything that he spoke about pre-fight was on display. Like, that was a hell of an exhibition. Shout out to both of them dudes, man. Diego Pacheco for weathering the storm, and Steven Nelson for bringing the storm. Like, after like my man Napoleon said, yo, he was desperate at that point.
Yeah. Dude said, like he said, orange, bro. Saying orange is crazy. You get me? Like, you probably like, damn, like, think about all the shit just going through your head while you trying to stay composed and fight this tall, long ass giant, bro. That's why I just got so much respect for the game that I'm always trying to hear them out, understand. I don't think he was trying to make excuses. It was a legit reason, but telling them right. But he like, bro, that shit, man. I ain't got the confidence to throw that shot. If I'm seeing orange over there, I can't even protect myself if I miss the right way with the right confidence. So you could understand that. Like, you got to be able to understand that. You know what I'm saying? I know people just like, oh, fight through it. That shit sound good, but these dudes be human, bro. Like, they ain't cyborgs, man. Shit be real. And speaking of cuts real quick, I remember getting into a fight, bro. When I tell y'all up here, when I'm ecstatic the fight ended fast. When I say I am happy, because I had got a little cut outside like the corner of my eye. Now, I'm telling you, I don't know what it was, but that's the first time I ever and only time I felt that before. Do you know how lightheaded I got? And it had to be from the cut. You get me? It was nothing else on me, wrong with me. I had a cut and it was small, man, on the outside of my right eye. Man, I felt like I was about to pass out for like at least 15, 20 seconds. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I had to sit down. I was like, yo, what? Now imagine the fight still going and I'm feeling like that. I would have been cooked, bro. I'm telling you. So I could just imagine. And I don't think I had that kind of blood. Nah, it wasn't like that. His cut was worse. That's what I'm saying. Mine was much smaller. Say what you want, but I was lightheaded for a second. I wasn't hurt, but I was like, man, what's this? I feel like I'm about to pass out. Nah, that's man. I was sitting in the back of my mind, like, man, I'm glad it's over. Yo, I'm like, yo, I would have been done up, man. So I'm just saying, you got to cut that shit leaking in his eye like that, and then you asking him to really fight a guy that's trained to fight you, that know how to fight. Like, that shit ain't easy. That's all I'm saying. He ain't bitch up, obviously. Neither did I, but I don't know how it would have happened in 20 more seconds. Your boy, I'd have to call the timeout. Hold on, man. I had to grab him and hold him or something for a second. Nah, man.
Holler at somebody on the sideline, man.
No,
Get
I'm
the
saying,
strap.
like,
Don't
on,
nobody
man.
win if the Birdman don't. You know what I mean? Get the strap.
I was like, man, what the hell was that?
The strap. But
Never
that's a testament
felt
to
that
the
before.
condition that Steven Nelson was in too, because to be able to recover from them shots, like that one that locked his legs up, I thought he was done for sure. Within 5 seconds, he looked even more determined. Like he looked like it was crazy. It seemed like Pacheco was wading towards the back half of the the last 3 rounds, and he was getting stronger seemingly. I'm like, yo, this dude got to be in phenomenal condition to be able to withstand that stuff and recover.
That shit burn. Telling you, Darius Fogle versus Winfred Harris on undercard of Duarte Progress, February 15th. Appreciate you, Dub. I like Darius Fogle. He can scrap, bro. Good young talent. I like him. Snack had Nelson stamina for 10 for 36 years old. Y'all let it go, huh? He had to resort to the forbidden tactics. I'm telling you, that would have got crazy for your boy. I don't know what that was, bro. I was like, bro, damn. I felt crazy. I mean, I felt lightheaded as hell. No pain. That's why I felt weird. Like, you would think something else would be wrong. I'm like, man, I don't know what that was, but I think just some weird reaction from my eye being cut. I don't know what that was. That shit had to be crazy. I think they said is I didn't quit. That's not dude. He hung his hat on that. He fought hard though. He did. He had to. That was his last resort. Shout out to L for the drop too, man. Ace, my guy, you already know, man. The job's working, man. Hopefully you got you a good break. Appreciate you, Ace. And shout out to Regis, man, giving it another go, man. This Duarte fight gonna tell me or not whether he need to continue or not. You know what I'm saying? I hope he could get a win. I ain't gonna lie, but Duarte gonna be tough. But again, he fight more of the style that Regis likes. So maybe if he still got, some tread on that tire, he got one more good performance in him. Because if he can get to you, he can hurt you. Regis can hit you, he can hurt you. So Duarte pretty tough though. We'll see.
Regis got that thump, but the only question at this point, just is Regis' ability to take a shot at this point, man. Like the last couple fights, like he got dropped in the Catterall fight, got dropped by Dev, got dropped by Zariz. Like I don't.
And in sparring.
In sparring, it's like I don't recall Regis.
I was
being
like,
this
man, that's how I knew he was gonna have a rough night in the office. But I just rock with Buddy, so I just wanted to see him win.
Yeah, likewise, man. When I seen him get carried out that damn tub, bro, I was like, I don't like this.
What you said, Flossie?
I said, yeah, because Duarte might not be a whole lot, but he got dumped on strength, though.
Right. Yeah, he's strong. You see him? Little, you know what I mean? Got some weight on him, too. BBO was good with it, fam.
Yeah, Fam is strong as hell.
That's why I respected Serrano. Yeah, man. Her eyelid looked at wow. I was so happy when she posted that picture. She was like, I'm like something. The way she was healing so fast, I was like, man, she like a Wolverine, bro. You would have not pictured that cut being that bad the way it was healing. I was like, man, that just make you feel. I could just imagine how she felt because I had that feeling before getting my face cut. Man, I'm like, yo, bro, my shit gonna be ruined. I'm like, yo, it's over with. Nah, I stitched her. I had a pretty good doctor. She had to have one too, because got her eyelid together, man. I was like, man, that shit looked crazy. I was like, bro. And she continued to fight. She getting hit on it. Wasn't Katie throwing headbutts a little bit in that fight?
Katie was rubbing her forehead, rubbing the crown of her head in the cut.
Yeah. Probably, yeah, right. Yeah, she was wilding. She was like, so, man, to keep fighting with that. That's why I say Amanda. And then they took the win from her because the punch stats told a story. I don't give a damn what you say. There's no way them punch stats numbers could be to what they was, and she lost. Because if you flip flop it and said that's what Katie did, guarantee you they'd be telling you she won. 100%. That shit crazy, man. Shout out to Amanda fighting with that gruesome ass cut like that. That shit was disgusting. It was a bad one. It was a bad one. Y'all smash that like button for me, man. We gonna keep building. The Duarte gonna get him up out of there. Yeah, man, that'd be at first. The Regis never been stopped. He almost got stopped against Catterall. That shit was getting rough for him. Got rough late. He was doing well early. Didn't he get the knockdown? Didn't he knock Catterall down? Thought he did.
He did, but I know once it took a turn, man, I was like, Regis. I thought it was headed towards him getting stopped.
Right.
I ain't trying to see Regis Prograis get stopped. I got love for the Rougarou, man.
Right.
That dude is a hell of a fighter. Beyond the talent, just a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Shout out to the Resistance. Yeah, shout out to the boxing family, man. I appreciate everybody.
All that dude Regis Prograis.
He was throwing headbutts. Yeah, that shit was pissing me off. Facts, they robbed, man. Did twice. That second one just was too much, man. Like, bro, what else do she got to do, man? That was a great fight. Shout out to them because they gave us two of the best fights, women's fights that you could watch. I want to start there. I definitely appreciated the performances. Katie ain't do nothing but what she was supposed to do, but the headbutt tactics, I hated that. I ain't gonna lie, but still, it didn't overshadow the fights in its totality. But damn, I still thought with all of that, man, they should have got her hand raised that second trip. Think about Janibek's opponent, 4-5, Shaquille Thompson. He been around for a little bit though, right? Is he a little not old but older? That name, man, that name sound familiar. I gotta look him up before I speak. Is who I think it is. Hold on. Let me see, man. We gonna keep rolling though. What? Yo, ads are like annoying at this point, bro. They be on another level, man. Hold on, let me see, man. Dr. Steele. Oh, this ain't who I thought it was. 27, 13-0, 9 KOs. I don't know much about him. Sheffield, England. This ain't who I thought it was. I ain't gonna lie. Know how I feel about guys. They fighting all over there. They still fighting in Sheffield again. Yeah, Janibek dangerous though. Now I wonder why they got a TBA. Is it supposed to be February 7th? Oh, 4-5. Why? Because he got a fight on the schedule for February 7th. But they don't got no name. It say TBA. It's to be announced. So they don't got it. Kyrie Box be on some BS. I mean, yeah, you hear him. You hear him in the back. He ain't crying today, y'all. So he had. I think he laughing. I think he must have had a good day. Little brat. But yeah, I don't know. I just think in that instance, Copy Box was like, damn, we can't go off that. Why even show us? It's like, to me at that point, I feel like they rubbed the fight and the decision in our face because we just sat there and watched it. I feel like I know what I just watched, and I know who y'all just gave the win to, and then you're gonna have the nerve to show me some numbers. I was like, you damn it, like you get me, like y'all making my point for me. I was like, bro, I don't understand this. She landed considerably more punches if my memory served me right. Oh, he's taking a tune-up on 2-7. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. That's why it's 2 TBA. He probably still searching for somebody, you know what I mean? Keep him active. And that'd be interesting, man. Maybe I got to go look him up, though, because I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, that's less than a week to be finding the darn tune-up.
Shout out to the family, too, man.
single ticket to the Tank Davis Lamont Roach Championship fight on March 1st. The drawing will be held on February 21st. Entries are $10 each or 3 for $25. Enter via Cash App, JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1 with RF1 on the comment line. A great prize brought to you by the JBT.
Shout out to Big Drop Dre, man. That's a raffle, the opportunity to win a Tank ticket. Like I said, man, we just keep trying to find ways to, give back to the people, and that's one way to do it, man. A raffle, a ticket for $10. You can't beat it. And y'all already know you probably want to see the Tank fight anyway, so there's an opportunity to do exactly that, man. Go on ahead, get y'all a ticket to the Tank fight, man. Go on, get y'all a good old ticket, man. You know what I mean? Go see Tank do what he do in my Coach Calvin voice. Remo, what it do? Let's talk fashion. It's in the building. What's good, bro? You get cut. Fight out the window. Oh, the big fight out the window. Yeah, that's why I think in situations like that, maybe that's probably why they don't have a opponent listed. They probably gonna find somebody that, just keep them busy, maybe give them some rounds and face, limited risk, right? You don't really want to run the risk of getting cut for sure and mess up the big opportunity. You definitely don't. So I think you got to be mindful of who you get in there with. Kind of reminds me. That's why I always felt crazy when I watched Fury in sparring and then he got that cut. I was like, I mean, not saying that you would get somebody to intentionally do that, but what the hell were y'all trying to accomplish where a guy just threw damn elbow and cut him like that? It just looks so weird to me. I was like, this shit looks stupid. Like, what kind of sparring are you doing? This man got a fight coming up. Like, the guy he fight don't even fight that way. Like, so I'm trying to understand what y'all accomplishing with that. Like, just like rough house sparring or whatever it was. And looked like Fury, I think at that moment, what was he, being a bully? And then it didn't work out. Buddy ass got frustrated or something, it looked like. There you go. Right, there you go. There go the crybaby, y'all. There go the crybaby. Try to smash the like button. We ain't done, despite Baby Dude making his rude appearance. So let's keep rolling, man. So it's a lot of stuff that came out of this weekend because there was a lot of people doing little interviews and content creators on getting bottles thrown at them, all type of stuff. Something else I wanted to bring up. I always catch Errol Spence and his posts, and he always cryptic with it, but you know what he mean when he said what he said. And I just thought this was interesting. If you gave up on me while I was getting my together, thank you. And that's Errol Spence. That's typical Errol Spence for you. It could be nothing. He could just be talking, but I'd be feeling like this stuff be boxing related because they've done all but throw him in the actual trash, right? My bad, y'all. It's a super brat, yo. What's up, man? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Because you messing up this show, man. You crying like a brat. You tired? All right, let's go to sleep, man. My bad. We got his daddy duties is never done, y'all, ever. This dude is a big time brat. Abdullah versus Morataya may go to Russia. Wow. Purse bids on February 4th. Top rank trying to do it on 4 or 5 in Vegas. I like that better, man. Obviously. Right? I think they probably both like it better. Who knows, right? In Vegas. Right? Who don't want to fight in Vegas as opposed to Russia? Nothing against Russia, but, Vegas is Vegas. Why not want to fight there? So much history. So, yeah, little judge, yeah, prime time type of guy. Say what's up. Want to say hi? Yeah, he's a prime time kind of guy for sure. Rome was good with it, never gave up on champ, one loss to the best in the business. Ace is a bum how, right? And I think it's funny because he posted stuff within the poster, like having him doing other stuff. So it's just, you scroll to the left or right or whatever way you scroll and you see the extra little message, man. It just makes me feel like Errol Spence is very aware of people like giving up on him. And I ain't one of them people, but like I tell you, man, I rock with him. You just want to see him in the best situation possible. But I think that just kind of, if I'm not over like reading into this, this is where Errol Spence do. But little stuff, little breadcrumbs, little shit like that, it's just a post, but still it speaks volumes because in a nutshell, that's pretty much what boxing to a degree has done with him. Threw him away at the one loss. He needed to retire. Remember, he got neurological damage. Remember the documentary? Like, it's been a lot, like switching up. He was always basic. He was this, it was that. Remember? So I just feel like, not saying that he's sitting here watching everything, but he seemed like he got an overall gist of the people and how they kind of tossed him to the side. So shout out to Errol Spence, man. If what he doing is still getting his stuff together, listen, I salute him, I commend him. I just hope that he can return at a top level, man. And I know that shit just gets harder to do the more time you spend out, but given what he's been through, right? He ain't your typical guy. So I don't know. Maybe time out could help or hurt. I don't know. It remains to be seen, but I think we'll find out. Definitely find out, man. Rather see him fight Thurman and Lara made more his speed though. I was saying that Rome. I was talking about that Keith Thurman fight. They said hell nah, because Errol Spence said nope. But I'm like, bro, don't sound like the worst thing in the world, man. Don't sound like the worst thing in the world for Errol Spence to fight a guy like Keith Thurman. But no, I respect what he said. If that's not what he on, that ain't what he on. But again, this post must mean that he is still getting his stuff in order, whether it's training, whether it's physical, I don't know. But he obviously ain't gave up on his career. He still got plans on coming back. I just hope he can do it, at a time where he could come back and actually be successful and he ain't had to wait this much time for, just for it to go south. So shout out to Errol Spence, the real boxing supporter still rocking with him. Losing to one of the best in the world shouldn't mean that it's over, but these new boxing fans, they different, man. They different, man. You pop that no tune-up BS. I said that too. He's stubborn as hell. Stubborn ass dude with the no tune-ups. I said I wish he would revisit that whole thought process about not doing tune-ups. Say what he doing is Antonio though. I think he was with his kids or something though. I think he was with the kids. I think kids had it looked like one of the kids had some type of sporting event or something. Was it baseball, softball, something it was. Soccer, something it was, I thought. Now, shout out to him, man. Look, he's staying down. Look, I rock with him to the end, man. He ain't gave me no reason as a fighter not to rock with him as a fight fan. Like I said, I heard somebody mention that he might be coming back at 60 and not not 54. And then I heard, or I seen, should I say, a couple people mention Lara. I don't know how true that is. I ain't got no information on that. So, it's truly early. I've heard that before, but I don't know. Soccer, I think so too, Cal. I think it was soccer. I think one is it's one of the baby girls do soccer or something like that. But yeah, man, I listen. I ain't tripping either way, cause I like seeing Errol Spence with the family, bro. He said, "Mr. No Tune-Ups, F Keep." Yeah, I seen another clip where somebody else made a case for why they should fight too. So at least I ain't alone. I ain't the only crazy one. I ain't all by myself when I say that. Look out for Tim Tszyu fight announcement soon. Joey Spencer's the leading candidate. Man, what you think about that, Dub? That's a tough fight for Joey, bro. That's a tough fight for Joey Spencer. That's a tough fight, man. Because the only thing I could think of, like the standout guys, Jesus Ramos and it'd be Tim Tszyu for me. Toughest two guys he could fight. Jay Dixon, what's good, Jay? How you feeling? That's the mystery of Napoleon, at least on my end. I don't have a clue as to who's trainer Errol. What are you doing with this? Hold on. I don't know. I gotta get yours. Where you at with that, bro? Jerry should take a tune-up. Yeah, Lara's a bad matchup for Spence. I think it's a tricky matchup for him coming back after that long dub. I think it could go bad. Yeah, I think it could go very bad for him. But I don't want to over speculate. Look, EJ, we like you, we rock with you, we supporting you, but that's a rough matchup. It's a tough matchup. You said he did 12-24. They need people to pump the brakes on Spence because they've been telling us that Fandora for over a year, and we still don't know if he's training for real or not. Oh yeah, this is what he. Hold on, let me see this. I do this. This is what he has said on his joint. You know, I don't know what people would make of it. I know what I made out of it. That's what he said. So apparently he ain't gave up on himself, and he motivated by anybody that has given up on him. So I mean, I just think people are they question the timetable of his return. Respectfully, man, there's no telling when this man gonna come back. You know. That's what the concern is for the people that's still rocking with him. I don't think nobody, the ones that been rocking with him, still rocking with him. But that's all. People hate to hear dates and then don't see the fighter, and then they got to sit on the sideline for an extended period of time. Like I said, he gonna be going on like 2 years probably by the time he get back in there, and that's tough. And that's tough. So shout out to Errol Spence, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep making your road to your recovery, man, and that's all he could do. And bounce back when he bounced back, you know. Worldwide Arts was good with it. It gave up on us. Errol trying to come back for sure. He definitely is. Yeah, I don't expect him to negotiate in the public though. Like I ain't saying nothing about no negotiate, but you still want to know who his trainer is, stuff like that. But ain't shit. Speaking about Fandora, he ain't have to negotiate that in public. We just thought that was the fight because they announced it twice, you know? So, after a disappointment or a letdown like that, people want to hear what's next. And, that's just natural. You know what I'm saying? Especially with EJ, people itching to still see him. It's a lot of people that think he can still become undisputed at 54. It's people that really feel like that. It's people that feel like he could snatch up titles and beat this one and rematch, but it's still some people out there like that, you know? Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Shout out to you, bro. He may not be able to pass a physical. Nah, that's why I say, man, you just don't know. He put that post up, about getting his shit together still. Like, I get it. Like, it ain't got to be his words typed out. Like, it could be a repost, but it applies to a current situation. It cannot be boxing related, but for me, I feel like in any capacity, and I'm just relating it to boxing because he's a boxer. So when I hear the way people has dismissed him and thrown him away after him losing to what I feel like is pound for pound best fighter in the world, it's crazy. So shout out to Errol Spence. Whenever he make his return, he'll be back. Like he said, he'll be back when he's ready. So till then, I'll just wait to see what news that comes out about him. Talib, shout out to Carolina in this bitch. L-Dub said, hold up. With Spence returns, the lawsuit with Derrick James hasn't been resolved yet. Shout out to the fax machine. That's why I call him that. That's why I call him the fax machine, my guy. I didn't even think that was even the thing. And now it would make sense, right? Because if that's not resolved, or can you still fight, right? If you got money, you get what I'm saying? Like, you would think that situation would be resolved before you take another fight. Just leave it there. So it's okay. Damn, shout out to Jusdueboxing, man. Y'all go tap into my bro if y'all haven't. Worldwide Arts out. The one who thought it was a bad idea to fight Bud at the time. Big fan of him and the Charlos. Yeah. I mean, I think he had to strike while the iron was hot. I think any later than when he actually done it, it just would have been risky. It would have run the risk of the fight never happening. Don't mess with Texas. What it do? Peace to the Queen Arena. How you feeling? Happened to ring a stove Fandora fight, then went back on the milk cart. Yeah. I think that's what happened too, and I don't think it was intentional. All right, baby do. I calm baby do down. My bad job. My apologies, but y'all know daddy duties, man. I think he should be all right now. I settled him down because he a brat. Shout out to Don't Mess with Texas, man. Ryan dropped that check on DJ. Got a little money from Lords now. DJ out to put up a fight, huh? Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. But shout out to L-Dub for making us aware of that. That is not a piece of information that I was aware of. So appreciate you, bro. But let's keep rolling, man. We got a couple more things that we gonna build on, man. You know, like I said, been a lot of little interviews and clips, man. One more recently is what Bomac was on record for speaking about the rehydration clause. Let's play the clip.
That's some pussy shit. That's some weak shit. Oh, you can't come in this much and shit. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale. I made the weight. Regardless when I come back, ass. Hey, you accepted the fight. Let's get in there and fight like me. Simple as that.
That off. And shout out to Bomac, short and sweet. And look, I brought that up because, you know, he just had a fight. You know, it didn't go his way. Him and Steve Nelson, you know, they didn't get the nod this weekend over Diego Pacheco, who was able to get the dub. But I seen people saying that like that was a shot directly to Tank. And I'm like, that's how stuff start. Like Tank Davis didn't create rehydration clauses unless Gervonta Tank Davis created the rehydration clause and it started with him. Then I don't see why every time it gets brought up, people just connect it to Tank. That's just his feelings. Is I think he's speaking on it in general. So Tank ain't the only one that fought somebody with a rehydration clause. Like you just seen that kid Austin and was accusing Shakur of a rehydration clause, but just to find out that he was in fact had one going on for him in the Ashton Seal fight when I posted them going back and forth with each other. So I mean, it's been a number of fighters that had rehydration clauses. It just didn't start with Gervonta Davis. That's all I'm saying. And it ain't about protecting the fighter. It's about just not confusing what Bomac is saying for just directly talking about Tank. He spoke on it as in general. They didn't ask him, what do you think about Gervonta Davis having a rehydration clause on somebody? That wasn't the question because he's about to fight Lamont Roach, who there's no rehydration clause on. So people need to stop being so sensitive and being petty. Like he just spoke on it as a whole. That mean, why not? Why he couldn't be talking about Canelo? Why he couldn't be talking about him? Or you get what I'm saying? Why is it got to just be Tank, the smallest guy out of the bunch? Like that shit just it's annoying. So I just think he spoke how he spoke. He said what he said. Of course, he's gonna be in favor of it when you're hearing that Terrence Crawford could be potentially facing Canelo Alvarez at 168 with no rehydration clause. Yeah, he's gonna be in support of it because that's what his fighter on. I'm pretty sure if his fighter was in favor of rehydration clauses, he'd probably be in favor of it too. He riding with his guy, but in this case, we don't even got to go that far. He just gave a general statement. He said he ain't like it. And you get what I'm saying? It is what it is. Me personally, I don't think he was talking about Tank Davis. I don't think he had Tank Davis in mind. Yeah, get on my nerve. I hate it. Because 2 cents. He said that word. We are Jason Cross. It dude doing it, bro. It's crazy. He said, nah, that was a shot at Sugar Ray Leonard who put a rehydration clause on Hearns in the second fight, 36 years. Talk to him, Dub. This shit ain't just start with Tank. Everything don't start and end with him. Y'all not gonna put that on him, bro. I get it. Respect, like he's done it on 2 fighters. Everybody got their different opinions about it. I'm not here to take up or argue for it. I just don't think that's an effort to try to get an advantage. I think that's put in place an effort to make sure somebody doesn't gain an unfair weight advantage prior to weighing in. So that's how I see it. Some people see it different, but like I said, it just didn't start and end with Tank. As you see what Dub just mentioned, it was 36 years ago, bro. Some people ain't even that old that be talking about boxing, right? So maybe that's why they don't know. Monday the big guy. You stupid, bro. Cal stupid, man. Canelo A side and call the shots. Yeah, he ain't the only A side in his equation. You know, Tank is the A side in his fights too. Canelo is, respectfully. Canelo is one of the faces of boxing. You know, Tank Davis holds that title for being one of the faces of boxing. I mean, he's the guy. He calls the shots in his fights too. It's just what it is. I mean, he got the leverage, the bargaining chips. You know, he got the chips on his side. You dig? Just is what it is. But shout out to Bomac. Like I said, I just didn't think that was a shot at Tank. I think people just be looking to steer shit up. Look, he was talking about Tank. Shut up, man. Shut up. He wasn't talking about him. He just spoke about rehydration clauses. Like I said, unless he said his name or was asked about him directly, or Tank Davis is the one that created a rehydration clause, then I ain't trying to hear that shit. Because if you want to be honest, he's speaking about any and everybody that's done it or that's doing it, right? So it is what it is. Is what it is. Let's keep rolling, man. Somebody else that has something to say. I forgot what he said in his clip. That's the crazy part. Raymond Ford, man. Raymond Ford and Tank Davis been going back and
Never
forth.
know what Tank do. He fight prospects like Frank Martin. That's the name. Frank Martin, right? Yeah. He fought him. Like nobody really.
You put him in.
I felt like he was a prospect. I don't know. I mean, that's.
And I get it. I think that comment, I think I don't know what's their true reason for going back and forth, but I think it started on Twitter. But it'd just be funny to see them going back and forth. Tank be pissed off, bro. They be taking shots. I don't know, man. They call Frank Martin a prospect. I felt like he was working himself in that contender space and he challenged for the title. So I don't know. It's tough. The number of fights don't necessarily determine whether or not somebody a prospect to me. So I never quite looked at it that way. I don't think Frank Martin is a bad fighter where you got to downplay the win. I just think the only knock if your Tank is you have far more experience. But that's part of boxing. I mean, we see that a lot of times. We about to see that with Shakur and Kid Austin. Kid Austin got 4 less fights than Shakur, but far less experience, right? Than those 4 fights would suggest, most people would think. So that's a similar situation, right? He could arguably be more looked at as a prospect than Frank Martin. And that's just me keeping it a buck. It just is what it is. It's not a big deal. But at the end of the day, a fight is a fight. Prospect or not, you got to get your ass in there and fight. So I never looked at Frank as a prospect. Just looked at him. He was in that contender space, and I think he was due his shot. When I heard the fight was made, I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was a bad fight at all. Wasn't too many fights that you could find that would have been better. So, you know what I mean? It was what it was. But I understand fighters have a much different interpretation of how they look at challenges and other guys, right? They'll call a bunch of dudes bums and trash. But I don't, y'all know me. I don't use the B word and I don't sit up and call fighters trash. So I never knocked Frank Martin as a fight for Tank. Maybe if you were putting them up against who the absolute best is, maybe you got a conversation there, but it's still not that much to complain about. It's over with. That's done. Got Lamont Roach next, and we'll see who's after that. Shout out to Raymond Ford. I like his talent, his skill. I mean, they 2 fighters. I'm just going to talk about it because I've seen it. I think this was one of the first tweets I seen. Somebody asked him, can he make 135? He just want to see something real quick. And he had said yes. I know Tank has said something forward ass, bro. He said dumb ass. I know that. I had seen that. So started going back and forth. And, this was Raymond Ford talking. He said Tank sitting like a bad bee. He called Tank out his name. He said this MF looked like the people that hijacked the boat and said that's my boat now. I forgot the movie name. I think I know what he talking. They crazy. The Tank ain't like that B word. He said, now watch what I do when I see you, bitch. That Raymond Ford said he can't wait. Man, this is amazing. They're going at it. It's the smaller guys, man. Ray Wild for prospect talk. Yeah, but hey, he in the game, yeah. It just be the shot because it's like you gotta think at this point when you taking shots at Tank, what's the go-tos, right? Level of opposition, rehydration clause talk, right? It's pretty much the same. So I'm used to hearing it from people. But it's like there's not too many shots you could take. And Frank Martin's a pretty good fighter, man, in my opinion. Just didn't have the experience to compete with Tank on that level, Blade, what it do, fam? Good, just a level of justification. take prospect as Kid Austin. Yeah. Is Keyshawn. Yeah, I think Kid Austin, like I said earlier, for me, out of all of them mentioned, I think he could be labeled as a prospect more than the rest of them. Being honest, as far as Keyshawn, he in that contender space because you see right where he at his next fight for the title. So I don't think Keyshawn's a prospect for sure. Because again, it ain't the number of fights, it's the position and where you at, right? For me. But I get it though. I get it. Some people look purely at the number of fights, but not me. You know what I mean? I think we look at a guy like Kid Austin. Clearly, him and his dad kind of talked their way into a situation, right? They didn't necessarily fight their way there. They was ranked in the WBA, not the WBC. So I think people didn't even think this fight would happen. But, you know, he still has some work to do before he got fully in that contender space. So I think you could call him more so the prospect out of them all. You know what I mean? Even with only 4 less fights than Core, but it don't matter. Very unproven and lack the experience, especially on that level. Then as far as Frank, that's the only knock really you can have is the lack of experience. But that goes for a lot of guys. You know what I mean? Experience don't always win. You get me? So I like the Frank Martin fight though. I ain't tripping on it. Raymond making the issue might be the money. Ray Ford was actually my favorite prospect when he turned pro. Coincidentally, I like Ray Ford, man. I don't think he's trying to get his name out there too much. I just think dudes got at the same time, prospect don't make you a bad. Yeah, being a that's another thing. Shout out to Jordan. I'm glad you said that. You mentioned that. Yeah, being a prospect is not a bad thing, but I guess they're trying to say you're a prospect, you're a champion fighting prospect. So, you know, but I think a good fight is a good fight. A good matchup is a good matchup. That's why I stand. I get it. The fighter's gonna see it differently. They talk shit about each other, all of them. They all do it. So, like, one of the craziest things I heard was Tank saying Shakur to like fight in the G League of boxing to prove himself or fight in another league. That was funny. It was funny, but it was wild as hell at the same time because he was dead serious. But that was wild. So they all say just wild shit, right? But I don't be tripping. I think Ray, again, this shit sound like it started on Twitter though. That's all. Ray said this who he think he is, and it's because y'all be as ninjas believe him and let him confuse y'all. Dang, he says y'all think he King Von. Take after catching Ray Savage lacking. They crazy, man. Boy want to be a female, don't he? Oh man, yeah. So they clearly went at it on Twitter, but Ray ain't at 35. Unfortunately, he had 30, so he ain't make the cut. You know. Shout out to Ray Ford. I don't think they're gonna fight. It's just a little banter. Little back and forth with both guys, man. Shout out to them both. I like Ray Ford. I'm glad he moved up. He needed to move up. Now I think you can see a better version of him. And Tank going to just keep doing what he's doing. I don't take no sides. It's boxing. They're just talking some shit. It's funny. It's content. And it's all good, man. Yeah, I think Ray Ford just responded to Twitter stuff. And then the interviewers know of the Twitter back and forth. So when they interview these guys, they ask them specifically about a fighter that they know that he was just going back and forth with. What you think he gonna say? You know what I'm saying? He gonna talk slick. So that is all good. It's just it's boxing. Yeah, G League is crazy. Yeah, he did my boy back. This dude went to the Super Bowl, my G. Shit, man. I wonder could the Eagles be the one to pull it off? But I just feel like Kansas City possibly again. I really do. Some just make me feel like they're gonna win again. Forward Keyshawn and Kid Austin don't gotta win like Michelle Rivera. I don't know. You might could argue that though, because I mean, I Rivera was like, he was good, just undefeated. Got some wins, experience though. That's a good win for sure. But shit, what was Lemos? Man, he stopped him. I mean, he just gave Hitchens hell. So I thought that was a pretty damn good win for Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn overall just, I don't know, fought better opposition than Frank Martin. But that Michelle Rivera win was a very good win. Raymond Ford was a world champion, so that's a little different. You get me? He was world champion, so I definitely feel like the world champion win is more quality than Michelle Rivera. Michelle Rivera definitely a very good win though. No shade there. Definitely a good win for him. Ray needs a running back wherever Vasquez. Justice for Evan Vasquez. I feel it. Eagles should win. They're going to cheat for KC like they always do. Probably right. I mean, didn't like that Tank was showing anyway so much love. Told him to get off his knees. Yeah, that was extra. I don't like that kind of talk. I don't like none of that that weird talk. I don't like it. I don't think it was that. I think he just showed love and admiration to another guy that he feel like putting on for the sport. That's like I said, fighters got their way of looking at things. Even though I rock with the fighter, I still think for myself. I don't think him reaching out or saying something respectful to Inoue is being on his knees, right? Is Inoue telling people that Tank, wherever Tank at on the pound for pound list, he should be higher up? Is that him being on his knees too? You get what I'm saying? It's just like boxing fans are very weird, and sometimes boxers say some wild shit too. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't look at it like that. That's his opinion. Like I have to. That salute to him, but nah, man, he's just showing love to another guy that's dope. That's all. I mean, they asked Tank before who he liked. He said, I like that guy from Japan. What's his name? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, that guy, he nice. Like he like him. Like he another beast. He a KO artist as well, man. I can see shit. I like Inoue too. You know what I'm saying? YouTube's reporters better be careful. Check with people. Put the word out. Oh, notice. Should be the all-time lead rusher on top. Let's go, National Bird Eagles, man. Y'all root for the Eagles. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all smash the like button as we ticking down. We wrapping up, but that was the latest with the Tank and Raymond Ford back and forth. Shout out to both of them. I don't take no sides. I like both fighters. But it's just when you in a competitive sport, y'all going to exchange words, especially when it's on Twitter. You put something on Twitter, people ain't tucking their tails. They're going to say what they say up there. So Ray Ford called him the B word. Tank said when he's seeing, watch what he do. He said, now, bitch, that. He's saying like he really mean it. Like, bro, that's a real threat. Man, but I will hope cooler heads prevail, and I will hope that they never get into no kind of like real back and forth like that, because that'd be weak. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep rolling, y'all. We ain't done. We ain't done just yet. Out to Steve Nelson, man. Valiant effort. Yo, did y'all see Virgil Ortiz, man? Virgil Ortiz pretty quiet on Twitter. Well, yeah, he don't really say much on Twitter, but he had a response for Bozy Ennis, because Bozy Ennis did a little interview talking about, I think, the situation with him and Boots. And I don't think he liked it. I don't think he enjoyed it. And Virgil Ortiz said, you love the fighters and trainers who run their mouths, and you claim that you don't do any talking. He said, but yet you were the one who went and said, we turned down a fight against you guys when nothing of the sort was proposed to us, and you never followed up on that lie. He said when I called it out, he said, pull up any tweet, interview, video, anything negative where I have went and ran my mouth about anything regarding the last fight not being made. We don't even talk about y'all. That was Virgil Ortiz talking to Boots and Team Boots, because I think of this clip that Bozy put out when he gave
a controversy over the whole Boots Ortiz thing. Any message for anybody who was talking crap?
No, I don't even this is what Virgil Ortiz was really discussed that. I never they never talked to me about it. So I mean, and then you listen to some of the stuff that people were saying. They don't even. A lot of people didn't know nothing about it. See, what they took wrong was after we fought that fight, Cruz said he might have to move up, but he still wanted to, take care of 147 first. But they going to go on and say that, oh yeah, we got the fight signed and all. We didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? So eventually he gonna get it too. You know what I mean? Eventually he gonna get it if he get one of them titles up there. He gonna get it too. I like them. I like all of them when they run their mouth, man. See, we don't do too much talking. We do our talking in the ring. His trainers and all that. You know what I mean? I don't talk like
that. Yeah, Virgil responded directly, so he ain't like that. But look, that's a potential future fight that we gotta see. We got cheated out of that fight for reasons out of any of our control, with Virgil health leading him to another division. So we never got Boots and Virgil at 47. I think as long as Virgil is there at 54, that fight will also always be a potential future fight. I think we can see Boots up there sooner than we think. You know, who knows? But until then, he got business at 47. That's how I like to see it. Let's see where they end up at, man. And shout out to everybody in the building, man. Boxing is alive and kicking. We had a great fight call. Shout out to Pacheco, Tito, Mercado. You know, man, Keyshawn and Shakur made some headlines. Andy Cruz went out there and got him a win. You know, Errol Spence, you know, he said you gave up on him. The hell with y'all, man. Thank you. So hopefully we get to see that man in the ring before the damn year out. I'll say that. Study the ant. I shout out to the Resistance. That's my guy, man. So what happened to Corhan and sparring? Nothing. That was just people posting a picture of his hand being like swollen and or looking swollen, I guess, to people, and they was trying to say you know, he's pulling out the fight or whatever, and he injured due to his hand. But yeah, that, like I said, that's BS, and everybody said he good. Like I said, you know, people reach out to people know folks, so they said everything is all good with him. Shout out to DB3 Coach Randall, man. He came through. That's a member of DB3. You know what I mean? He definitely said it as well. Shakur good. People just saying anything. So he all good, man. People just probably got a little nervous, but you know, everything on the up and up. He said his hands is good. He 100%. He said he ready to put on the show. February 22nd, that's what I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see that young man go out there and put on the show, and I'm ready to see a whole great card of boxing for the 22nd, because I think it's going to be live like that. You get me? Oh, yeah. Just smash the like button for me. Smash the like button, yeah. And we gone. So that's an old picture. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it's the picture with him wearing that blue you know, sweatsuit or whatever the hell it is, but I just don't think that's legit, the picture. I think people blowing it out of proportion. It might look a certain way. I don't know if that's photoshopped or what. I heard it was, but I could care less. I know we heard from enough solid sources, direct sources, that he's straight. So I'm gonna just say he's straight, because I don't think they're gonna lie, and I think everything good. Shit, he got that situation taken care of, and he should be ready to go. So shout out to the February 22nd card. I'm ready to see it, man. And y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. And again, for anybody that's gonna be in the building for March 1st for the tank fight.
He is doing it again. Another meet and greet, this time in Brooklyn, New York, during the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight week. Friday, February 28th from 8 p.m. until midnight. If you're planning on being in town for the fight, pull up on us at the meet and greet. Tickets can be purchased via Cash App at JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. There is an early bird special for $20 from now until February the 1st. Then it's $30. That covers entry and food. There will also be a cash bar, so make sure you get your tickets early. Only a limited number of tickets will be sold, so make sure that you are in that number. Several door prizes will be given away. For more information, call 410-322-4365. That's 410-322-4365. And have a great JBT day. Brought to you by the JBT, Curtis Sewell, Treasurer.
Shout out to the JBT family. Like I said, y'all gonna be in New York for the tank fight. Pull up on us and meet some good people, some good energy, some good food, some good drinks. And don't forget, we got a raffle for anybody that's interested in entering the raffle for $10 to win you a Tank Davis fight. I mean, you know, a fight ticket. Well, Tank and Roach, should I say? My bad. Davis versus Roach ticket. You know, I hope somebody win, man. Y'all gotta be in it to win it. Come join us if y'all in the building. If y'all in NYC, come pull up on us, man. I hope to see some of y'all in the building, man. But shout out to the family. I appreciate everybody that supported the grind today. As always, another dope build. Shout out to my guy Creo. So you wore that before. Oh, shout out to Val. You would know. I ain't gonna argue. Shout out to Val. Well, as we know, core is good, man. Both hands working, man. It's gonna be two-handed core this fight. You get me? Shout out to all things. Again, appreciate everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody in the super chat, cash app. Much love to y'all. Enjoy the rest of this good Monday. Get y'all some good food like I'm about to do. Watch y'all some more boxing. And I will see y'all in these YouTube streets. I see everybody tomorrow for sure, 4 o'clock. Let's continue to build. Let's keep growing. And I love the fight fan, man. I see all y'all tomorrow. Peace to the Queen Aisha and the queens of the chat. Much love to y'all. And we up out of here, y'all. Peace.
Yo. You know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because